Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Next Level, your local home for all things video games, gaming news. I'm your host, Eddie the Fishman Fisher, joined again by Mark Zimmerman.
Hey now.
And, of course, it's Eric this time.
Eric the engineer.
No Brandon.
Brandon is on his way to the happiest place on Earth.
Yeah?
Which would be what?
Chicago?
Chicago? Detroit?
The Realm Studio. Your dad's never coming back.
At Boone's house is the happiest place on Earth for Eric. Absolutely. You know, he's on his way to Disney World, so we wish him a safe travel and a good time. And
absolutely.
Hopefully he's not playing too much Pokemon Go while he's out there.
Oh, man.
In Disney World.
you know, that's why I'm making him play
I'm looking forward to the story when he gets back. They played Pokemon Go the entire time. You know what's going to happen.
Well, Eric.
Yeah.
On today's show, we got a lot of different stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about some Red Dead Redemption, some Tomb Raider, and, I don't know, what did I play? Something cool, I swear. But first, how have you been?
I'm alive.
All right, that's good. That's good.
I'm doing well.
All right.
How are you?
I am okay.
See, everybody's doing fine.
It's always good to have Eric on with us. This is like, because you were here when we were in Indy, right?
Yeah, you were at the show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's been so long, I just forgot all about it.
Yeah, so, no, I just been playing Tomb Raider and tried out the Mega Man 11 demo. And
okay, so let me ask you, as someone who is probably more into old school Mega Man, how do you feel about the gear system?
I feel that the gear system actually brings something new to Mega Man. I mean, well, of course it's brand new, but I mean, it just feels more refreshed to me.
Okay. I mean, my concern was that people would be like, they would hate it. Like, oh, this ruins the classic Mega Man experience and blah, 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 blah.
Well, I feel like Mega Man needed something, mainly because I've been playing 1 through, I just got done with 7, and you just need something with Mega Man. With Mega Man X, you could always look forward to finding new armor, new abilities, energon tanks, something to keep it going. And with Mega Man 11, that system with stopping time and, what's the other one? Be more powerful actually makes it a little bit cooler.
Well, I just wonder because like the slowing down of time thing can let you cheese some spots in that game, I guess, a little bit, but I don't know. It was still kind of fun. I liked it.
Yeah, I will say this is after playing the demo, is Brickman stage? Is that what his name is? Brick.
Mm. Blockman, I think.
Blockman.
Blockman.
There's probably already a Brickman.
I think it's Blockman.
Yeah.
So he starts with a B. So there we go. No. I will say this. How long? Do you feel that his level took forever?
I liked that it had a good length because I don't want that game to feel too short. But even going back to the old ones, they still feel longer than you'd expect, if that makes sense.
Because I've been going back to Mega Man 2 again just because I beat the hell out of that game and I love playing that game. And I realized, man, these levels are actually comparably short to Blockman stage. I mean, Blockman stage, you're just like, there's multiple save points, and when you used to only have 2.
Right.
And now it's like, whoa.
Like, whoa.
This is taking some time here. This is taking some effort. And there's points where you think, oh, this isn't so bad. And then you get farther in and you're like, okay, this is getting a little challenging. And then you're
it ramps up.
And near the end, I was playing with a buddy of mine who hates Mega Man, who was actually enjoying what he was watching, but he was thinking about getting the game, and he's like, man, this looks cool. And then he saw how tough that stage got, and he's like, I don't know.
Tell him to buck up. Bucko.
Well, the first stage he ever played, and this is just recently, he was like, he's trying to get into Mega Man, and he played, of all stages, Quick Man's level first, of all Mega Man levels to play.
I'm going to be honest with you, Eric. I don't remember what his stage is.
Really?
I'm sorry.
It's probably worth a Google.
Yeah, probably. Mark, you okay over there?
I'm fine.
Yeah?
Thank you. I'm fine. Good. I'm good and fine. Yes.
Good and fine.
Yes.
And your week was
pretty good.
Good.
It was long. It was a long week.
I know the feeling.
A huge reset at work. A couple of long nights last week doing that. So the kids have started a lot of their extracurricular activities, ballet, soccer,
You're busy.
band. Yeah, there's a lot going on. So, but you know, at least keeps us busy and always something to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I shipped my kids off. So I mean, well, I was
Put them in the
take that
crate,
back.
nailed the
No,
top
I
on,
just,
and nailed them away.
Shipped one away.
Right.
So and I think it was,
which one did you end up keeping?
we kept Lucas.
Okay.
He's a little more tame.
Right.
So you know,
Where
doesn't
did
need as
Elise
much.
get shipped to?
Grandma's house.
Okay.
No, my wife has been. Sorry, Sarah. She has been so frustrated with the kiddos, but it's mainly just Elise is growing another 1,000 teeth, and she's also 2.
So 2.
And very bossy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
yeah.
So
That sass
That's the
can
thing.
get.
2-year-old Lucas, not a big deal.
Yeah.
3-year-old Lucas can go away.
Oh yeah.
Which he did. He's 4 now, so we're good. But yeah, she's nuts, and her mom basically just kind of came to the rescue and said, "I'm just gonna take her for the night."
There you go.
So she was like, "Whatever,
Nice.
I'll come pick her up." So we had him for the last 2 days, really, because I mean, Sarah didn't go get her until like an hour ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like you forget that sometimes when your kids are by themselves, they're like the best.
Yeah.
Like he was just laying there watching a show, and he was watching Dino Trucks. I don't know if Eric, you're familiar with this show.
No.
It's a great kid show where if your kid is a fan of trucks and or dinosaurs, it is a combination of the two. So like a crane is a brontosaurus, you know, a bulldozer is a triceratops, stuff like that. You know, very clever. It's actually not a bad show. But he went out and he grabbed his like actual truck toys and was just laying on the ground and pretending they were the dino trucks. And I was like, oh, this is just cool. This is so nice. And then Elise came home, and Eric, you heard her. She was a nightmare. So
Well,
I would
the
say
second kid isn't there to egg the first kid on.
yeah, is that how it works?
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
that's how it's.
Because my two oldest, if they're separated,
they're great.
they're awesome kids in general. But
Yeah.
if they're not together, they're both perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
They're friendly, they're polite, they're respectful. They'll do it. You tell them to do something, they'll do it. But once they're together, it's over.
Oh,
It's just
yeah.
over. I mean, even like tonight, they're arguing over Fortnite, and because
Don't you have like every device in the world plays Fortnite?
no,
at
because
this point?
Benny's friend, his older sister, which is Bethany's age, is playing Fortnite now as well. So they were both on
Oh, okay.
talking
okay.
to Benny, and Bethany wanted to play, and Benny was yelling at her. And Sarah and I, of course, had to like
Tearing
mediate.
apart the families.
Yeah, it's like
Fortnite. Thanks
either
a lot.
let her play, or I'm turning it off. You know,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that usually works. But he thinks it's his Xbox. Like this is my Xbox. No, it's not.
no.
It's it's a loaner. I'm loaning it to you to play Fortnite. So
Till the craze dies down. It'll just be any time now.
we'll see. Season 6 is like what, 2 days away.
Sure. I'm gonna go with sure. I haven't played Fortnite in a while.
I'm
so.
sad that I know that, but
Well, you have to now.
I have to
mean,
now.
Yeah, to keep your kids safe.
yeah, his grandma took him out for lunch the other day and bought him a Microsoft card for some V-Bucks for the
Oh,
season
man.
for this new season.
Yep.
And he's
Was it like $10 a season?
I think so.
Okay.
Or maybe it's like 12. I don't know, but whatever. Yeah, so that dynamic is definitely there. If they're together, I'm
Yeah.
sure your kids. It sounds like
Oh
they're
yeah,
the same way
at
too.
least just pesters him.
Yeah,
that's
that's
all it
exactly
is.
what it is.
Yeah,
And
so
and
she's
then
not
once
a
they get
nightmare. I
going,
love my daughter a
Yeah.
lot. She is fantastic and so
She's
adorable.
a cutie
but
pie.
yeah, I mean sometimes they just get nuts.
Yeah.
and it's only when they're together. You get them alone, fantastic kids.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you take them out on a bike, take them on a bike ride, Eric. Kids will love you forever.
Okay,
Just for the future.
a bike ride. Okay,
Yep. So hey, we're dads, and sometimes we play games.
Yeah.
Sometimes we play Tomb Raider.
Yes.
Tell me about this Tomb Raider. I haven't got to play it at all. I've not seen it.
It is horrible. It's the worst game ever. I hate it completely.
Obviously.
A total waste of time.
Total waste.
Don't waste your time.
Can I ask you one question about Tomb Raider?
Sure.
Maybe it'll make this game good. I don't know. I saw that there was a costume to make her look like the PS1 version.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's cool if you've played the previous, either 2013 or Rise.
You just get it?
There are costumes you'll get automatically.
Ooh.
Like it'll say, "Oh, hey, thanks for playing the previous games. Here you go." And it's got a bunch of cool, the best costumes I think from Rise are in there.
Nice.
And then right now, unless it opens up later on, there's Tomb Raider 2 Laura, and there's Laura, and there's also the bomber jacket Laura.
Good.
And there's also
Good.
the Angel of Darkness is in there as well too. So from a graphical standpoint, you're running around as like the old school polygon
Yeah.
Tomb Raider 2 Laura. It looks it's very jarring, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But the costumes you can unlock in the game are a little weird.
Not as good as the other
A
ones.
lot of Mayan themed stuff. Like this one, it's like all, well, not only spoiler, but it's like all feathers. It's just weird outfits, but you can mix and match the top and bottom. And by the way, I'm kidding. The game is fantastic.
Right.
Just in case, it's very, very good. And I'm glad Eric's here because we kind of bounce off each other here as well too. But it's really good. I'm a little bit behind Eric as far as progress goes. But it charts your percentage, basically, which is the entire game, front to back, plus all the collectibles. And right now, I'm like maybe 2/3 of the way through.
Okay.
And I'm like maybe 50%. So there's just tons of stuff to go back and collect and do. And it's fantastic. I'm going to finish it before I make a final decision. But I think this is probably my favorite one of the 3 reboots. Yeah.
See, I've heard that some people feel like it's not as polished. Do you feel that at all? Or
I really don't. No.
Okay. I'm going to trust your opinion on this because I think we feel very similar about the first 2.
I want Eric's take because you played there too, I assume, right? I would hope.
I've played all 3. Okay. This would actually be my favorite of the bunch. I feel it is very polished.
So far, I think it is my favorite. I mean, I want to make sure I get the full effect of it, but...
Well, it's one of those things, if you go back to, again, how we were talking about level shortness back in the day, if you actually go back and play the original Tomb Raiders, the levels are very short if you know what you're doing.
You could speedrun that game in like, what, a couple hours, if that? Maybe like an hour and a half?
Really?
If that, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, if you know, yeah. But that's the thing with the first couple games, like, they were very short levels, but it was a giant area. So point A to point B wasn't very long, but... to get there and traverse and explore, like that's where the length of the game came in because they were just so gigantic.
And that's the thing is my biggest problem with the last two Tomb Raiders is I always wanted Laura to go from Greece to Antarctica to
she does hop a
Brazil.
little bit in this one. She hops around because I've heard you go different toward the end. There's a different location you end up at.
Well, it's one of those
I don't want
things.
to say anything because I know you don't like.
Yeah, well,
in case you don't know,
it's one of those things where with this one, I feel you might be in similar areas, but it's Mayan and then it's Aztec areas.
It's more like themed, as in instead of like globe trotting.
And for me too, like the one part I liked the best in Rise was the geothermal valley because it was lush waterfalls, trees, mountains.
Yeah.
Versus all just constant snow and ice.
Yes.
Right. Where in Shadow, you've got a nice variety. It's all in South America, basically.
Yeah.
So it's all jungles and before the show we were talking like the middle kind-ish part of the game, once you get to Paititi, the major hub, it's huge. It's the biggest hub they've ever done. So
I've heard you say Paititi like 100 times.
Yeah.
What is Paititi?
It's a name of this village.
Okay.
And it's central to the story.
Okay.
So,
and what I will say about that is while you are not a fan of it, a lot of the major tombs.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I think I like it. I just think the game really, bam, like here we go, and then it kind of slowed down a little bit once you get to Paititi. It's like, okay, and you get beyond that, and you're like, okay, it's back to its.
Yeah, I'll agree that there, but you got to have that point where.
I know, and Rise
you have to catch a breath.
Rise
a little
had
bit
that too, which is at Geothermal Valley actually
But no, I like Paititi because I mean if you. How do I put this? There's the major tombs, which is the major part of the story, where it's like that feels like the major portion of the game, and then you have the little tombs,
like the crypts,
the crypts, and there's actual ones that are called tombs too. That are those are if you really find all of them, there's a lot of them that feel like this is.
Well, because some of those crypts are just like, hey, break the wall, run in. Here's a sarcophagus, open it up and get something. Some of the crypts are actual.
Yeah,
like tomb-like areas. So there's
a lot of puzzles and a lot of things to figure out. Which
how are the Bloods?
The Bloods?
Yeah, the crypts. The Bloods is a terrible joke. Oh,
sorry.
No hand signals. For
a second there, I thought that's what you were going for, and I wanted to make sure. So no.
Please continue. Please let's keep going.
But basically, the thing about this Tomb Raider where the other ones is, like you said, variety and of the stages and the variety of the tombs. I mean, each tomb seems a little bit different, has a different type of.
They do. I mean, there's been a few that have felt like this kind of feels like a couple tombs from Rise. Like there's that one with like the big water wheels.
Yeah.
And like, okay, this is like the I forget what it was called in Rise, and I want to just touch on that for a minute too to go back. There's been a lot of, for some reason, it seems like this game in some group was just pulled out of a hat. Oh, let's just
hate it.
Let's just poop on Tomb Raider on this just franchise as a whole.
Yeah, where do you keep seeing that? Is it just like
everywhere.
Comments on
everywhere?
The reviews
IGN,
or something? Or?
GameSpot, mainly like on NeoGAF, sites like that, that they get really in depth with it. And I can see people's point of views, but I think I mentioned this to you in one of my texts, but a lot of people online, 2013 and Rise, like, oh, she's this killing machine. All she's doing is killing, and that's not what Tomb Raider's about.
Say that
it's
to
about
me.
Exploration, isolation, adventure, discovery. Like, where's all that? Where are the big tombs? Where are all blah, blah, blah. And then so it feels like to me, EM, Eidos Montreal, took that to heart. And they're like, okay, guys, here you go.
I've heard the combat's pretty sparse in this game.
Combat is very, and I would say very, but it's really good when it happens. It's very just in your face, but there are times you'll go an hour without
like ever seeing someone
killing anybody, which is, I think, good because you're doing more of that. You're doing more exploring.
Yeah.
You're doing more, discovery, puzzles, things like that. Now people are just like, there's not enough combat. It's too slow. All you do is walk around and find collectibles, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is what you wanted out of the first two games, and you got it. And even the thing, too, like some of the main levels you go through, like the main story.
Mark's on fire right now. He is.
People are stupid, but some of the main main areas that you go through the story are actually like almost tombs themselves. You know, so she's exploring, and like almost every major spot has at least one or two major puzzles in it.
That's why it's called Tomb Raider.
And everyone's complaining now again because there's none of
It's
combat.
not Uncharted, so
people are comparing this to Uncharted, and
that's a hard thing to avoid.
It is
because like, but that's the thing. Like when Uncharted 1 came out, how did people say what Uncharted was?
Tomb Raider.
It's like a male Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
And now that Tomb Raider came out, they're like, well, it's like what they did with Uncharted.
Well, because
what
people are doing it is they're saying, well, Naughty Dog does a great job with story. They make you care about Nathan, about Sully, people like that. And the story in this game and the whole reboot, it's a little
good
flat.
enough.
It's good enough for what it's for. But again, it goes back to what Tomb Raider is. Naughty Dog does Uncharted, that they're about story. They're about character, development.
They're the big budget action movie with good characters.
Right.
And Tomb Raider is like the really good movie that wasn't bought by Disney.
Right. And it's still fun to watch and fun to play. And I was going somewhere with this and I forgot what it was, but
they do. I will say we talked about this before, but there's some things that the reboots of Tomb Raider, and especially when Rise came out, they did better than some of those Uncharted games.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And you could see that influence hit Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
And it needed to, because like climbing around in Tomb Raider has mechanics to it, and it didn't have anything in Uncharted for the first 4 games if we count Golden Abyss. But like until Uncharted 4 came out, there like wasn't anything to any of the climbing. There's no risk.
Yeah.
So there's things that they learn from each other.
Yeah. And I'm not sure how you feel about the controls in this one, but I think they're because early on back
are
at
they different?
No, but at E3, remember, it was like, this is kind of rough, and it's kind of not, doesn't feel the same.
Right.
And they obviously went back and fixed that, I would assume. But I think this actually feels tighter than the first two, really. Like it just feels fluid. It feels more like I'm just running through this area shooting those monster things. I don't want to get too in depth, but I mean, I'm just switching bands, shotgun, bam, 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 machine gun, bam, bam, and it's just seamless. Like it's just run and gun during those parts. And I think the climbing, and she has got all these new moves now she can do. It just feels better, I think, than the first two did. So,
and my thing about Tomb Raider also that was kind of a deterrent for the last two that kind of upset me was there's always got to be an element of supernatural, and those always seem to happen near
this
the
one
end.
kind of sort of still has that.
Well,
unless I know you're further along than I am, unless they find out what those
we'll just say
are,
that
which are protecting
Yeah, well, we'll just say
but-
this was one that made me happy because of the supernatural elements.
Okay, because the first one was really heavy and supernatural.
I
so-
didn't feel that at
Really?
all.
With like the what were they called?
The first one, it was
the
Himiko.
yeah,
It was like a
the
ghost.
samurai guys.
Yeah, and the giant, samurai golems.
Yeah,
No, that was the second one. I thought
that was
Rise.
the first one.
That was the first one. What was the second one was the
Rise was
Jesus,
the,
wasn't it?
it
What's
was
his-
the guy. He was immortal.
Well,
Yeah.
no, it was the
There's
fact that
there's a name for him too. I forget.
but
There
there
was something
was-
protecting that. Not device,
there
but that.
was things protecting
Yeah.
that were supernatural that didn't happen till I'd say 2/3 into the game, where
Yeah.
this actually happens about halfway in the game,
Yeah.
if not sooner.
But yeah, it just seems like the game is getting a lot of flack for whatever reason, and it has its flaws. It's not a perfect game by any means, but it's a very solid, well presented. EM did a great job. If they continue this from now on, I won't be worried about it. Because when they took that from, well, not took it, but when CD
yeah.
handed it over because they're working on that Marvel game, everyone's like, "Oh man, here we go into the ground. Here we are."
It came out.
They did a fantastic. I mean, the game is stunning. It looks so good. And a lot of guys were complaining.
You're on a Pro now, right?
I'm on a base PS4.
You're still. Oh, that's right. You have the
Yes.
Slim, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And there are a lot of guys online complaining about. I'm on the Xbox One X, and there's the cutscene skip, and there's terrible screen tearing, and there's frame rate issues during high intensity battles and stuff like that.
None.
I'm completely eagle eye when
if you have any screen tearing, your house will
obsess.
burn down.
I see that right away. Like I notice it's just
And
Yeah.
Eric, you're on a standard Xbox
Standard
One, right?
Xbox runs perfectly.
Not even
fine.
an
and
S?
I haven't seen that at all.
No, I haven't
Period
either.
on the PS4 base. And maybe the Pro is different, but the base PS4 it's run perfectly. Like
It
I've
it
had
looks
any
beautiful
stutter,
to me.
frame rate drops,
Is
anything.
it 60 frames still?
It's 30.
Is it 30? Okay, because I know Rise was 60, wasn't it?
I think on the Pro it was 60.
I played that on Xbox One S.
Was it 60? I can't remember.
thought
if
it was 60
It
on
might
that.
have been.
I'm gonna have to look. I'll have to see.
I'm pretty sure this is 30. It feels like 30.
okay.
So yeah, but I don't know. And that's the thing. It's. But I guess that's me. If I go and like a Destiny 2 message board, like this game's kind of lame. Like I get where people are coming from,
Right.
but it just seems like there's just thread after thread after thread of people just like, screw this game and Tomb Raider's stupid and Lara Croft is dumb and she's just one. Oh, that's another thing too.
The white power.
The white savior thing, and yeah, she still has her Messiah complex, which gets a little annoying. You've noticed that, like,
Yeah.
only I can save the world. Only I can do this. Jonah, you're stupid. Let me do this by myself.
She
blah, blah,
never
blah.
calls Jonas stupid.
No, she's called Jonah stupid, and I still have a feeling that something terrible is going to happen to Jonah. And don't make that face. What are you doing?
I didn't make no face.
Don't make that face.
I did not make a face. I
Because
bit my lip.
Jonah does not fight alongside you, a la Ellie or,
Chloe.
no, what's the kid's name?
In
God of War.
Oh, Atreus.
Atreus. I almost said the other name.
Atreyu?
He doesn't fight alongside you, but he's
Eric.
much more he's a little more fleshed out, with you learn more about him, you see, oh, he's got this crush on this village girl, or he's doing his thing. And whereas in the first two games, like, oh no, Jonah got caught in an avalanche, we won't see him again until the end of the game. He's actually in the
Hey,
game
Laura.
now,
I really think we should go fight that bear.
and then he gets caught in the ice cave, and it's like, see him again for like 5 hours.
Well, the thing is,
And I'm like, it's like kind of like The Walking Dead. Like once they start to flesh a character out, they kill him off. That's how the show's always worked. That's why I'm afraid that something is happening. Or
I'll
going
just
to
put
happen
this
to
way,
Jonah.
Jonah gives Laura more depth.
She does.
That's one of his tributes.
But that scene at the beginning of the game, after she gets the dagger, and then that flood starts. This isn't the trailer. It's not a spoiler.
Yeah.
And Jonah's helping those people, helping the villagers, and she's like, "We gotta go. We gotta go." And he's like, "No, we're staying." And he's got like mad.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, well, okay." And that was a cool dynamic. And then when they get to the jungle and they're at the campfire, and they do that flashback of her as a kid, fantastic.
Does Jonah know her as?
No.
Okay.
But there's a flashback in the game that's really cool. It's a little more meat on the bone for the storyline.
Okay.
But I didn't even know that was gonna be a thing. That was a really cool addition too. They did.
And I will say this game does definitely, you haven't got to it, but definitely develops Laura's character a lot more.
That's good.
Good.
Because people say I beat the game and she's just one dimensional. She's very, and yeah,
Man. Mark, I'll tell you what, you were setting up so many segues to stuff I want to talk about,
It's
but
just-
I don't want
I
to
don't
end
know.
your Tomb Raider rant.
No, it's okay. But I want to just real quick. You mentioned the not white power, but the white savior thing,
Yeah.
and that's popping up a lot in games lately. Where
And Jack Ryan.
and Jack Ryan,
That was a big thing, too.
and this really, I was thinking about this the other day. I was actually playing the game at Air Night, and like this basically all started back with Resident Evil 5. Remember that? There's this big brouhaha.
Oh,
because
Chris is in
yeah,
Africa.
it takes place in Africa. And there's this big giant BSSA guy. He's like, look at me, I'm Chris Redfield. He's just this jacked white dude, and he's just killing like all these villagers who are of opposite color of him, and that's kind of where the whole thing's, And they went back and they changed that.
It's
And
funny, too, because...
And the same thing's happening now. People are just like, oh, this is all about race. Like,
Well, think about the Doom
EM has
thing.
this agenda where they're preaching with this white savior, thing,
Yeah.
and it like.
It's funny to me, it's like with the Jack Ryan one being like, oh, the white American super stud superhero saved the day from the terrorists. And it's like, yeah, but so did the black guy.
Yeah.
And the woman doctor. Like, all of those things mattered.
Yeah.
But so I don't know if we talked about it on here, but Doom Eternal had that whole thing with the mortally challenged joke. And you see all of these things with 1,000 clicks on YouTube. 1,000, that's not even a lot. It's a lot to me, I guess, but a bajillion clicks on YouTube that are like, SGWs are pissed at Doom. And then you realize that no one was actually talking about it. Like, no one.
No.
But someone found a way to get 1,000 billion clicks on a YouTube thing, so they make headlines like that.
Yep.
But
And that's
no
how
one's
it
talking
spreads.
about
That's
it.
how it spreads.
Yeah.
Because of the 10 people that saw that YouTube video or saw the mention about, oh, Laura's this white savior, EM has this agenda against this, that, and the other. It's like, oh, here we go. Like, no, nobody's talking about that.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
And to me, it's, I really wish Brandon was here about the Spider-Man cop stuff, but
Oh, yeah.
that stuff is so dumb.
It is really
It's
stupid.
so dumb.
It's just, and again, like you said, it's all clickbait. It's just to get clicks.
It is, but it's like for the Spider-Man thing specifically, right? They're talking about how
Go
New
ahead.
York City and Spider-Man and like comic books in general, they reflect the times that we're in. It doesn't matter what time you are in. Spider-Man respects the cops, and he works with the cops, and he calls out bad cops because he hates bad stuff, right? Like, he has never been against the cops. We don't need to see a video game that talks about cops beating up black people and all this kind of stuff, because that's not what this game's about. This game is about a city going into chaos for bad things and bad people, right?
Yeah.
Shut up about Spider Cop. It's a dumb joke. And they bring it full circle at the end of the game. Well, not full circle. They just bring it back as like a funny punchline.
Yeah.
But like, he's just going, Spider Cop, I'm a thing. It's a voice that people do. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
He must
It's
be a
so
Batman
dumb.
fan.
Not really. Because Batman would say, the cops are dumb.
That new
Sorry, I
Batman,
guess I could have done a better Batman voice.
new
I'm sorry,
Batman
Harry.
Damned is pretty good.
What's that?
That new Batman Damned comic.
Oh, have you read it too?
I did, yeah.
I mean, two as in because Eric read it.
yeah.
I didn't
It's pretty good.
Oh yeah,
You guys are just saying it because you saw his dong.
Oh yeah.
The digital, the digital copy that I read on a certain site, DC took it out,
Yeah.
but you had to go. Yeah, I looked it up. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like that's the big. That's what this is
That's
about.
the big brouhaha.
Really?
Yeah.
Who cares? Like, big
Well,
deal.
we just felt
it's
that
like it's like a
the
silhouette.
wiener
of,
didn't add anything to Batman's story.
I'm gonna be edgy.
Well,
Wasn't it just, it was just like a line that sort of was in the
there,
shape
there,
of a
there,
penis
there was
outline?
3 frames.
Mhm.
One was like a full on. You could see like the outline. Everyone's like, oh,
No difference than a bulge and a pair of tights.
No, and there was, and then no. It was the first frame was him crouching, taking off his
pants.
the bat pants.
Mhm.
Yeah, bat pants.
Sure. Yes.
And then you could see it kind of hanging there. And the second cell was him full on in the shadow, and you could still. And then the third frame was just his butt.
Right.
And like, okay,
I need to ask you guys a question. Why is he getting naked? What's he doing?
He's.
do you want to? Yeah.
yeah. Do you want a spoiler?
Well, okay, if it's a major spoiler, then
Well,
probably
it-
not.
no,
Only
not really.
because,
It's
like,
not.
really.
the
Basically,
people, 'cause I don't care.
basically, he's just gone through a major battle, and he's having the computer check him for injuries.
Oh, well.
So the
It's
premise,
not
the
some weird,
premise-
like, Bruce Wayne's insane kind of thing.
Well,
No.
Well,
It's like,
in this one, it kind of
I
might.
need to take off my bad pants now.
Basically, the premise.
Alfred.
This is the premise. Basically, is Batman gets in this big giant battle,
Mm-hmm.
supposedly with the Joker. In this series, this is not a spoiler.
Yeah.
The Joker is dead in this comic line. He's
Okay.
dead. He's like dead.
Because this is its own thing.
It's its own
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
DC has said like he is dead, like he's dead.
Okay.
And so Batman basically wakes up in the ambulance with all these stab wounds, just starts beating out the paramedics. They're trying to take his mask off, and he's just on the street like bleeding from all these like stabs. And then he, like Eric said, he got back to the Batcave, took his suit off, and he's like, "Scan me for, stab wounds." And the computer's like, "You're fine. Like you got nothing going on." He's like,
Scan me for stabs.
"That's BS. Like you're not.
But
I was
blur up my
stabbed,
penis.
And who's the guy? Constantine.
Constantine. Yeah.
So Constantine's narrating this whole thing, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So he's basically now team up with Constantine to find out who actually killed the Joker, and it dives into like this really seedy underbelly of Gotham and things like that. So
Okay.
it's a bi-monthly comic, which is kind of a bummer. But
Okay. So,
the next one's not until November 21st
Gotcha.
or something like that.
Yeah.
People like someone thought I thought bi-monthly meant it came twice a month. I was like, no,
every other month.
No.
Yeah, that's like when you get paid bi-weekly. You get paid twice a week.
No,
Not
but
beyond that, but yeah,
I actually really enjoyed the story.
it was cool artwork and
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
I was actually able to get the physical, so I was thankful
did
I
you?
was able to get the full front.
Yeah, till someone scalped them all, right?
Yeah, that's you know
You
my
scalp
opinion
them
on-
all?
No,
Oh.
no. I was gonna pick up one for my buddy because I know he would probably want one, and I went back and they were all gone.
Okay.
They had like I would say 15 on the shelf, and then within probably 6 hours they were all gone.
Why is this being scalped? Because of his wiener?
Yeah,
because
because
DC is not
the-
reprinting that. at
they're
all.
going
okay.
to they're going to reprint it, but it's going to be censored from here on out.
Oh, so it's like this is the first
Yeah,
edition, basically.
Yeah,
with the
first.
wiener in it.
Yep, and only.
Oh, okay.
So
You gonna eBay yours?
no,
No?
no,
Okay.
I'm hanging on to mine. Hey, not every magazine can
Some
you see
awkward
banner.
silence there for a second. No, so I was gonna say I don't know if you remember these, but GameStop used to have those exclusive covers that they had.
yeah.
I think they still do in stores.
I've got a whole stack of those Marvel ones.
The
Still.
ones that were on, like Spider-Man had an issue number 1, I think, for when it came back after 700 or whatever.
Mhm.
And it was on. It was Power Up Rewards. That's what it was. So it was like hard to get.
Yep.
That one was worth money.
Okay.
Like I think I at least got $50 for mine. I traded it for items instead. I was like, hey, let me get these 3 hardcover books for this one comic, and they're like, yeah, it's fine. It was probably a better deal for them than it was for me, but I was like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
But at one point, like if in pre-order status for some of those on eBay, we're going over for $100.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
So
Well, also not to get overshadowed by Batman, Wolverine has come back. He's alive
oh
again.
yeah, that's right.
So that came out this week too.
Remind me again, what was their? How did he come back?
Well, here's the thing. I never read fully how he died.
He got encased in adamantium.
Yeah, well, I can't pronounce that word. You know me.
Antian.
Auntie Anne's a pretzel place there.
Or it's Anti-Am from
These
Wizard of Oz.
pretzels.
or what my kids call my niece or call my sister. So, yeah.
No, he got encased in. I can't. You pronounce that word?
Adamantium.
Yes, I'm gonna just basically
Just,
have
just
you
say carbonite.
carbonite. There we go. That I can say. He got encased, and then what's her Kitty Pryde? While no one was looking, I think fused him out,
Oh, just like reached her hand in and like
Yeah.
grabbed him and
pulled him out.
okay.
And he was still dead, but they wanted to leave that as a shrine, so they buried him. Actually, no, everybody was there when she pulled him out, and they buried him thinking he was dead, and then they found out, I don't know how long this time frame is, that he's not dead.
Oh, I mean, he's Wolverine. What's gonna kill him? Hunger ain't gonna kill him. His stomach is like, whatever, man.
Well, I'm sure drowning would eventually kill him, but
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
gotta have water, or you gotta have air to breathe. So,
But do you? Do you, Eric? If you're the Wolverine? Well, no, don't kill yourself.
Yeah, see how long you can hold your breath, Eric.
But
yeah, Tomb Raider. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very, very good. I'm looking forward to finishing it. And it's, again, it's one, like I was telling you before the show, like it's one of those games where I have to see everything. Like, I'm taking my sweet time. Like, I check around this corner, check this nook, check this cranny, and just really try to find everything as I go through it. So. And
what I'll say is the last 2 Tomb Raiders made me lose my interest because of how action heavy they were.
Yeah,
I won't lie. I
thought Rise was a lot better about it.
Yeah, Rise was better, but I won't lie. It took me a while to beat the first Tomb Raider.
The first 2013 was like it was nonstop.
It was very much like Uncharted 1, where it didn't know how to balance itself.
It was nonstop combat.
Yeah. And I took a break for the longest time, and then I finally beat it after a series of playing on, playing off, and then Rise the same thing. It's like I just took a break from it. And then I went back to it, and I finally beat it. This one, I'm actually played all the way through, and I'm pretty
I'm looking
far.
I'm looking forward to seeing if that rumor I heard is actually true or not, but we'll see. So, and if it is true, what the context is behind it. So, looking forward to that.
So the other segue you set up like 20 minutes ago, you were talking about how Jonah kind of gets more fleshed out and
a little bit,
it like goes into character and stuff. And I gotta say, like, Spider-Man, because like the story is good. It's very comic booky. It's cool because I think you think, this is the main villain. And it's not. And it's really fun twist. Not like a twist.
You finished it, you said, right?
Yeah, I beat the game.
I
had a
guy tell me at the store he finished it and he actually cried.
Yeah,
really?
Absolutely.
Okay, I don't want to. Okay,
I won't tell you what it is, man.
Okay, no, he said he was a huge comic guy.
Good.
And he's like, I'm not gonna lie, Mark. I actually I wasn't bawling, but
I shed a tear.
He's like I cried.
Shed a tear.
Yeah. Wow.
Absolutely.
Okay. Is it like sad or just like?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Okay.
I don't want to give anything away, but it's like. So I've heard a lot that people say that the Mary Jane stuff doesn't go anywhere, like the him and Peter or her and Peter stuff. Like their whole what happened to them and blah 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 blah. But like by the end of that game, you have so many different emotions, and it's so good. It's so well done because like even though the story is like comic books, and stuff like that, like the emotion they throw into those characters, like throughout, and then especially at the end, you're so happy with how they pulled it off. I think they did such an incredible job. And Eric, man, I wish you go play through it somehow. Find a way.
My buddy PS4 already. My goodness gracious, really? There's more in the PS4 besides Until Dawn, Street Fighter, and Bloodborne. Right?
Yeah, there's Spider-Man. Spider-Man's so good.
God of War,
just go
Uncharted.
borrow someone's PS4 for a while.
I've actually played the first chapter with when you beat up on Fisk.
Did you play from the very start? Because I think that beginning is super fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, like, as in just like right when you jump out, like
the music's playing.
I think I did it again when we were talking last week. But that moment is one of those few moments where I actually said like out loud, like, "Oh heck yeah!" Like I just like exerted it.
I watched. Basically, it was me and my buddy trying it out, and he basically was like, "Well, I'm to the boss area. You do it." And I'm like. Okay. And so I didn't know any of the controls really as I was fighting Fisk getting...
Because the DualShock sucks.
No.
Also because it's very different than Batman, which threw me off for the first couple fights. I was like, triangle, no!
But from what I played, I got up to a certain area where you go back to your job. Yeah. And I played through that, and I enjoyed that storyline. But it's one of those things we also set it on the hardest difficulty, which didn't help out at all.
It's tough.
Yeah.
I will say I wish there was maybe a little bit more to some of the boss fights, but they're not bad. I just wish there was more of an element to them. More of an element to them.
Do they feel kind of tacked on, or do they? Because the Fisk fight was pretty fun. Like it was
the Fisk fight's good.
It was well implemented. It was good.
And then there's definitely stuff happening. I just think like mechanically they don't change anything about how you do those fights, but they change how maybe you think about using those mechanics, sort of. This isn't really like a giveaway. People know that Rhino's in the game, right? Because he was in the trailers.
Yeah.
So when you fight Rhino at some point, you're fighting him with one other villain, and it's neat because you have to fight those villains differently. Like one you have to web up, and the other one you have to make him hit something. But you can yank things towards him or hit him with something, like kind of pull a construction piece or something down on his face. So like there's things about it that are like, okay, cool. There's an element to this, but it's like because you're doing that all the time, you don't feel like it's anything special to the boss fight. It's just like, oh, I have to do these things to them. If that makes sense, I don't know, but it's still fun. I think the way that they handle boss fights, instead of it being like, hey, you're in this area and you do this specific thing, it's like, hey, you're still in this open world that we gave you. You just happen to be fighting this guy. Mm-hmm. So
yeah,
but yeah, I gotta say, finish it for sure. Like
I
would say like all the side stuff, I'm only doing it like at a certain point, like maybe halfway through, I just stopped doing it because, except for like actual side stories, because you can pick those up. Like one dealt with Tombstone, and I was like, oh, I'll play the Tombstone story. But it's best to just kind of mainline that, I feel, because like the story has urgency, and all the side stuff really is just for unlocking costumes.
How long would you say the main line, if you just shotgunned it, what would it be? Like 10 hours?
Yeah, probably something like
15
that.
hours?
If you just shotgunned it, yeah, 10 to
Okay.
15 maybe. I don't know. I spent a lot of time just swinging around for fun.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, that was the other segue you set up. There was, speaking of costumes, there's a costume in that game that not only is cell shaded,
I saw your picture.
it is dot matrix.
Yeah.
So it looks like an old school comic book swinging around in a real New York. Oh, I got a couple more pictures you got to
That
see.
looks awesome.
That does
So
look awesome.
I don't think I ever want to change off that suit.
Yeah. That's cool.
I want the Superior Spider-Man suit. That's the only thing.
Oh, I know. It's a good suit. It is really good, but they went with the Iron Spider from the new Avengers.
Yeah.
And that has the arms that pop out, and so I don't know if they would do both, but the Superior suit's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a good looking suit.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah. Did you guys play anything else? I know Tomb Raider was the big one. Mark's only been playing Tomb Raider.
That's all I've been playing.
Did you ever end up playing the Black Ops beta at all?
No, I didn't. I missed it. I missed it completely. Jamie was bugging me, and that's the thing. It's just I enjoy playing with him.
Yeah.
And I do. I enjoy, but
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
like right now, man. Just
You were sucked into
it's
Tomb
like, dude,
Raider.
I only have so many hours at night to play.
Yep.
And I love playing with a guy. I love playing online with Chris and everybody else. But it's like sometimes with a game like this, like Tomb Raider, it's like, hey, the hour or two I have right now to play tonight,
Yeah.
I don't want to waste it playing the Black Ops beta. I'm sorry.
No, that's fair.
I want to play Tomb Raider because I've been looking forward to this for so long, and I want to get through it, enjoy it, and I don't want to like get further pushed back.
I quit playing everything for Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's
so.
the same kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I've heard it's very, very good, and because I know they extended it like a day or so, didn't they?
I have no idea.
And I think I actually tried Tuesday night to play it, and they're like, "Oh, it's over, sorry."
Yeah,
because
I
think
think
it
so,
went from Monday to Tuesday afternoon or something like that.
I
think a few extra
something on
hours
Monday,
or something.
yeah, I don't know.
But
Eric, did you play
Whatever.
that at all? I don't know if you pre-ordered to get the thing or.
My thing about this is I'm usually with Call of Duty, I'll play with my friends, but I'm not interested in Black Ops 4 because I won't lie, I like the single player of the
Yeah.
Black Ops games. They've always been my favorite, and there's no single player, so I'm kind of
Yeah.
sitting this one out for now.
You don't really do multiplayer at all, right? For that, or I mean, just kind of like not like seriously playing it all the time, kind of thing.
Not all the time, but I mean, Infinite Warfare was probably the one Call of Duty that, yeah, you're giving me that look of why that one.
I am giving you that look, Eric.
Let's just put it this
A lot
way.
of- a lot of
my
looks to
usual
it, anyway.
my usual level of Call of Duty is about 10 kills max. In Infinite Warfare, I was actually hitting 40 and doing very well.
Well, that's fair then. I can
And
understand that.
I felt
Like that excitement of it.
well, it's one of those things where I went back to World War II and I was like, yeah, 2 kills. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I feel special.
If it makes you feel any better, I think Advanced Warfare is one of the best Call of Duties.
And that's
one of the best Call of Duties.
And that's why I like
yeah, it is. I agree. They're good.
well, that's why I like Infinite Warfares because it's from the same people that did Advanced Warfare, was it not?
I have no idea.
I believe so.
I know it's like, I don't know. It's so hard to keep track of Call of Duty. I want to say that's not.
No,
because Advanced Warfare
Advanced was
was
Sledgehammer.
Yeah,
And
Sledgehammer.
then Infinite War or IW did Infinite Warfare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what though, since apparently I'm the only person who played that Call of Duty beta. We didn't talk about this yet, right? Because
No.
we skipped that week for wrestling, which was
Because
which was
we're
decent.
losers.
Anyway.
That Brock Lesnar. Oh.
So
that big
does
jerk.
CM Punk win the belt?
Yes,
he did
wins
actually. You missed it. He came in. He repelled off the top of the arena into the Hell in the Cell, and he beat Roman Reigns. You didn't see that?
No, I did not.
Yeah, and
I'm
everyone
totally
started
serious.
chanting.
I don't believe
chanting,
you.
No.
Roman's great. Roman's the best. He's
CM
better
Punk's
than
the champ now.
all the rest, and everyone booed CM Punk. It was weird. So anyway, Black Ops 4's Blackout. This is what I'll say. If you prefer the PUBG style of Battle Royale, this is that, but it plays like Call of Duty.
Yes or no? It's literally every Call of Duty map sewn together to make one big giant map.
No.
Like, okay, that's what I was told.
So it is inspired, like Brandon was saying before, it is inspired pieces of, I think it's
mainly
just
Black Ops maps, right? Yeah, that's
I think
what
it's just because, you know, and they're not exactly, like they have
no,
shipment.
they're like truncated versions sewn together.
Like they had that one that's like
Okay.
shipment where it's all the shipping containers and stuff was a level, I think, in one of the Black Ops.
Yeah.
And that's a part of the map. Stuff like that. You okay over there?
Yes, I'm perfectly fine.
Okay.
Is it falling off the table?
No, just there's a reason I'm doing this. So
Okay.
continue with your
All right.
spiel.
I think
What
you're
do you
just
got,
going
what
to
do you
kill
got
me.
behind your back?
Nothing.
Do we
So
have to
anyway-
frisk you? What's going on?
No, so I mean it's got the speed, it's got the feel and everything about Call of Duty. There's this weird thing I've heard that apparently, so like snipers are in the game obviously, and there's long range combat, but only after a certain distance do they factor in not bullet drop, but I guess what do they call it, bullet delay
Yeah.
for shooting and stuff. So if it's at like medium range, snipers will still hit on target. But if it's further away, you actually have to
Get the
lead the
drop.
shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not like a drop because it's not animated bullets by any means, but it's at least
The
shoot
hit
in
detection
front
still.
and then, yeah.
Okay.
But no. So I mean, if you want it more like PUBG, where you're not building stuff and throwing out grenades that create forts or
Yeah.
mansions now. at
I
this
got one of those
point.
the other night. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, so like all this zany stuff that Fortnite is, and they got bigger stuff now. It's not just build a fort where
Oh
it's
no,
the tower.
it's like this
it's like
iron. It's like this iron tower thing. Like
well, now it's like a whole
crazy.
like encampment.
Oh yeah,
It's
like
like a fortress.
It's a fortress. Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
But no, it's that. And so like when they said, when they're like, yeah, we're gonna do Battle Royale, the Black Ops way, and I'm just like, well, what does that mean? Because I'm playing this, I'm going, well, this is just PUBG. It just plays like Call of Duty. Is that the Black Ops way?
Is it only first, or can you play in third?
Only first, unless you're in a vehicle, which
Okay.
the ATV controls like the Warthog, like not
Oh,
with the crazy
really?
tires, but like the push.
With the up on the stick and stuff?
Yeah, you
Oh,
push up on the stick and then aim,
I didn't like
drive
that at all.
Yeah, it's not as
Yeah.
loose and weird as the Warthog, but yeah, it's like on its face, all they did was, hey, we made PUBG, we just made it slightly
with
better
Black
because
Ops
it's
skin.
because it runs at 60 frames. I will say the graphics. I know the graphics aren't great in PUBG, but
They suffice.
in Call of Duty, they're like you look at those blades of grass and there's like nothing to them.
yeah.
But it doesn't look bad. It just looks like Call of Duty, slightly
yeah.
less so. But during the beta, they went from 80 players to 88 as the max.
Okay.
And they still kept the frame rate and everything going smooth. I've heard the hit detection is kind of bad. I don't know because I'm not good enough at Call of Duty to care, I guess. But Brandon was mentioning that to me too. So really, yeah, like it's a really solid, good playing game. But the only thing I can think of, what is that over there?
Sounds like it's water.
Yeah, dripping from. I think I know what it is. I think it's dripping from my tub.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's probably not a good thing. But the thing about that makes it the Call of Duty, the Black Ops way or whatever, is they have zombies that are in certain spots on the map. So like say there's 4 spots where zombies would be. They're not always going to be there, but they could be in one of those 4 spots.
Okay.
So like you go in there with the risk of getting eaten alive by zombies or whatever, who by the way can hit you from apparently a mile away with their hands. And then you'll get it where like you go in there and you might find a better gun with more attachments because it does the attachment thing like PUBG as well. So it's a lot more streamlined. Like their inventory is a lot more streamlined than PUBG's is, so it's not as much of a mess. There's not as much to kind of manage, and you can kind of equip stuff as you pick it up, which is a huge feature on PUBG Mobile. Like just, I picked up the scope, boom, it's on my gun. Like Call of Duty lets you do a lot of that kind of stuff, and it's great. And healing is super fast. But the only other thing is that they added perks to the game, so as a pickup. So you might pick up a perk like I can't remember, paranoia, and you equip, or you're not equip it, but you use it, and you have a certain amount of time that kind of cools off, and during that time, paranoia will be like, oh, if someone's targeting you, like looking down sights at you, you will hear a noise, and you'll know that someone's targeting you, so you got to find cover. So they have those types of perks.
That's kind of cool. Yeah.
Outside of those, like they're not giant game changers, but it's a really good battle royale, like as it is. So I mean, if I was telling my buddy, if he's a huge Call of Duty guy, he maybe not as much anymore, especially now that he's really into Battlefield, but he used to be like Eric. He would run around and get 40 kills before breakfast. I don't know what a good phrase is, but you'd watch this guy play, and he was like, "Why aren't you doing this for money?" He was that good.
Yeah.
And so I was like, "This is the battle royale for you," because he saw Fortnite, and he was like, "Eh." Like, I want to get into one of these, but he's afraid he'd get addicted, kind of thing. But Fortnite's like, Fortnite. It was like maybe PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, because it's more real and he likes that stuff better. But now I'm like, no, dude, it's Call of Duty. This is the one you have to play until Firestorm gets announced or something. Firestorm, fire.
That's cool. Oh,
It's good.
I'm sure I'll try it out at some point when the actual retail game comes out.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping, because there was a rumor that Battlefield was gonna, the EA and DICE were gonna say, hey, our Firestorm mode is free for download,
just to play it.
Yeah,
like, separately.
Just to having to.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Having to hold. Yes,
no, that'd be a good one up on.
It would be a really smart play.
Yeah.
Because if you just got that mode out there, I mean, they're gonna have like loot box stuff for cosmetics and junk, just like Fortnite and PUBG have. So I mean,
Devil May Cry 5 just.
Oh my gosh, it's
okay.
But yeah, like I think that if they do that, that would be an extremely smart move for them, especially with Call of Duty coming out so strong with their battle royale and it getting positive, like previews.
I've heard good things about it
from everyone mostly.
Yeah.
And now that they're like a month behind Call of Duty, I mean, they need to do something big. So if they do that, if they did for Call of Duty, I'd be super happy too, because I don't want to buy Call of Duty Black Ops 4, but I do want to play that battle royale a little bit more.
Yeah. Interesting.
And then speaking of battle royale, I played more PUBG. Eric, I don't know if have you played the new map?
I have not played the new map. I've thought about playing, and then I go back to Tomb Raider.
Well, that's fair. Okay, so yeah.
But every time I do play, I never get on the new map. I'm always on the old maps. So
you can change it to only be the mini map.
I did not know that.
Yeah, if you're in the, before you hit like play or whatever, you hit the left trigger, and it will let you deselect battle royale and go to mini royale, which takes out the other two maps. So you can make it so you only go to Sandhawk, or however you say it.
Sandhawk. Yeah, something like that.
But it's so, I think I've been saying this for a while, but it is, if you thought PUBG was good and you like what it is, but you're like, wow, there's a lot of downtime in between stuff, this is half the size of the normal map. And it's like the Fortnite size map. Yeah. So it is PUBG on a small scale, but everything else still feels like PUBG. I like that.
Cool.
See, my tactic in PUBG is find a good spot to land, get the good stuff that I can, and then crawl and crawl.
Just belly crawl through the grass.
And usually I can make it to top 3.
Yeah.
In that tactic.
That's one thing about Fortnite. It's like, why can't I go prone? Like, it's just silly.
Because everyone's too busy jumping everywhere. Have you ever watched like pro streamers though? They just like jump randomly all the time.
That's when you're like trying to fight each other.
No,
like,
even like before that, they're just running around.
Like, stand still so I can shoot you.
It's the Halo thing.
Yeah,
it's the thing that bothered me about a lot of old Halos was everyone just jumped circle strafed.
Yeah,
and that's what Fortnite kind of became to me too.
Yeah,
you could jump circle strafe in Halo.
That's all anyone ever did, Eric.
Yeah, you'd like jump and then just spin in a circle. Yeah.
Never did that.
Really?
Nope, never did that.
Were you any good at Halo?
That was okay.
Yeah, see? Could have been better. Could have been better, Eric.
Oh, dear.
No, I don't know. I think that's really all I kind of got into outside of getting back into Dragon Quest Builders.
Yeah.
Because I've been watching a lot of the footage coming out of TGS for Dragon Quest Builders 2, and it looks so good.
Yeah.
A lot better, and they added a first-person mode. So, which was kind of a big deal because you'd make a bunch of interior. Like I made a giant castle, and it's kind of hard to walk around in with that terrible camera.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has like the co-op. It has the giant open world now. So it's not just these sectioned off worlds that you have. Now that it's not made for Vita and ported over. So that's looking really cool. That's looking really, really nice. So I was like, I should probably finish the first one because I think if you finish the first one, they give you something special for the second one. If we ever get it in the States, who knows?
Probably not.
And then speaking of Switch, anyone check out the Nintendo Switch Online? I'm imagining neither of you have a reason to since you don't play Splatoon.
No, I didn't see the Splatoon
We're
stuff.
getting
no.
a freebie for it, so I'm just waiting for that.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay. Yeah. I mean, it's $20. I did it because I know I'm going to play Splatoon.
So-
they had an event, or
So
Splatfest.
even now, like if I go home tonight, and I try to play Mario Kart, I can't do it anymore.
Can't do Mario Kart Online. You can play Fortnite, though.
Yeah, well that you can do, but like everything I could play before,
Well, I
Mario
mean, like, 'cause-
Kart and like
Yeah, Mario
can't do
Kart,
it anymore.
Splatoon, ARMS, Mario Tennis, all that stuff.
okay.
I mean, no one's playing ARMS. You're right.
But it's only $20, right?
For
a
a
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not bad at all. It's not like
No.
it's
Yeah.
Microsoft or Sony, which is 50 to 60.
yeah.
60. Yeah.
But yeah, the big thing that came with it too, though, was the Nintendo Switch Online's
Virtual-
The cloud saves.
Well, the cloud saves. Oh boy,
for certain games.
for certain games. No, the retro stuff. I forget
Yeah.
what they call that. The Nintendo Online app or whatever. on your-
Classics, maybe.
the classics. Yeah, whatever it is. The
Yeah.
Netflix for NES games at the moment. That works surprisingly well. The
And isn't-
only thing it doesn't have is button remapping.
And isn't it HD? Isn't it?
Yeah. It's made so it'll look clean on an HD TV, and you can do the 4x3, the 16:9,
Mm-hmm.
or stretch or whatever they call it, and you can also give it
How's
scan lines if you want.
How's it look in 16:9?
It looks fine.
Yeah. Okay.
But the big thing is like how snappy it is. You hit the two triggers, and it goes right back to the menu, and you just pick something else, and it just bam, bam, bam. It's fast. It's faster than the NES Classic.
And that's Ice Climbers, Zelda, Donkey Kong.
Yeah, like all the
Super
typical
Mario
stuff.
Brothers. Is Super Mario Brothers 3 on there?
It's 1 and 3, but not 2, which is
Yeah.
weird.
That makes
That
me a little
upsets you,
sad.
I'm sure.
Yes, you know me in too.
Yeah, but it's just nice. It has the save states, and it's really quick. And if you're not connected, it's not like you have to do anything. If you're connected offline, it knows you have a subscription, so you just play them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it doesn't. I think it does like a quick check or something. I don't know, but
Interesting.
it works really well.
Oh.
It's good, and I hope eventually they make that a lot more robust. Because right now, I mean, there's not really anything where it's like I need to have this.
yeah.
Like if I didn't play Splatoon, I wouldn't have paid the money for this. But it's cool for what it is, and we'll see what they do with it. You still have to use your phone for everything else. So.
One last quick thing about Tomb Raider. Did you
Yeah.
see about this secret ending?
Oh right, I
Are we
forgot
gonna
we
ask
didn't.
about that?
We didn't. I
okay.
wasn't sure if we talked about it on the show
No,
yet.
we didn't. No.
So yeah, go ahead.
No, I did not
Oh,
see.
okay. Did you see this?
Yeah.
It's. I mean, it's.
Well, I
not
didn't
really-
watch it.
It's not
obviously.
really. But you know,
Yeah, yeah.
it's not really a spoiler, I guess, because you didn't see about this at all.
No.
Yeah. So they made this post-credit ending that if you beat the game, I guess before the day one patch, you saw this ending or this secret scene after the credits rolled,
Uh-huh.
and then they came because what happened was on the Tomb Raider message boards on the IDOS boards, this guy's like, "Hey, why isn't anybody talking about this?" And people are like, "What are you talking about? Like that's not a thing." And he's like, "No." And do you want me to tell you what happens?
Go for it.
Don't say.
Well.
Huh?
It seems like that would be a spoiler.
Well, it's not in the
Well,
game if.
It doesn't spoil Shadow at all.
No.
Not at all. No.
Oh.
No. Because it
Okay.
leads into the
Original games.
original games. 'Cause
No
it's
way.
it's
That's
a,
cool.
It's a reboot to the series.
Yeah, I
is
guess
what-
that's true.
so it's
So-
just, it's not a Shadow spoiler. I mean, do you want me to say it or not? I
Go
guess
for
I-
it. Well, the way I see it is
I mean,
this.
the first Tomb Raider is 21 years old.
Okay,
Like, it's not-
Okay. So it's not like it won't ruin anything about my experience going into this at all.
Well, you
Oh,
don't,
Shadow? No, not at all.
because
No.
if you think about it,
But you already know what happens, though, right? Like you read about it.
I didn't. No, I saw that there was
Oh, okay.
this thing, and I was like, I don't know if that's a spoiler, so I just didn't
It's
read it.
really, really, really cool. They patched it out, and
Yeah.
they said, "Oh, this wasn't supposed to be in there. Like we made it kind of for fun, but it wasn't supposed to be included on the disc." And it's on the disc, but they patched it out. I was like, why is this not like the ending, like the secret ending? Like it's so. I mean, it's really it's stupid short, but it's just it's so cool. And
I did not see it, so it's one of those
Okay,
things
well,
where.
now I'm afraid to say anything because it doesn't spoil anything at all
No,
about
just-
Shadow.
If you're for some reason weird about it, just forget it now. I'm gonna let Mark just tell me.
Well, the next minute and a half or so, just turn it down or whatever. I
Two
don't know.
minutes. Give us 2 minutes.
Basically, like the post-credit scene, she gets this letter, and it's from Natla, from Jacqueline Natla, who runs Natla Industries, who's the main antagonist of the first few PS1 games.
Okay.
And that's the whole thing.
I don't remember the
Because
history of these old games,
the
so.
Los Alamos, the nuclear thing goes off, and then that's the whole siphon, whatever it's called, or sick thing. I forget what.
Yeah,
it was.
I know what you mean.
So
that.
So she gets this letter, like, oh, it's from NATLA, and like, oh, what's this about? Let's go check it out and investigate. And that basically leads into the first PS1 game.
Well, if you
like, why is that not on there? Like, why is this not official? Like, that's so cool.
well,
that's awesome.
So
that's like,
why'd they take
that's like
it
the
out?
Phantom Pain thing.
Yeah,
where
exactly,
they
right.
lead right into. I mean, very vaguely in that one, but lead right into original Metal Gear.
Like, so now what I'm gonna actually do, I'm gonna finish the game. I'm gonna basically
delete everything.
I'll keep the save because if you delete the install, it takes all the updates with it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put the game back in, install it, just disconnect my Wi-Fi, whatever, reload the save, play it, see if I can actually see it.
Yeah.
You can watch it on YouTube, I think, right now. I think someone actually uploaded it.
Actually, you gave me a better idea. You do have an external hard drive, right?
No, but I can get one.
Well, what I would do is save it on both and have one with because you probably got the season pass, right?
I haven't redeemed it yet, but I do have it, yeah.
Well,
I bought the Croft edition.
Buy one put one install on your hard drive and one on the external. Keep the external separate. That way you don't have the patch on there.
Oh, I guess I tried.
Or maybe you could try it the other way around.
That sounds way more complicated.
I get what you're saying.
Because of the season pass, though, is
no, because that's all just once you repatch
just an update
it's
thing
an
anyway.
update.
Yeah, but
I was like, man, like why'd they take that out? Like maybe there's something, I don't know.
Well, the thing is NATLA was only the main antagonist in the.
No, she was in like 4 of them.
No, she was the major villain in the very first Tomb Raider in the PS1 days. You kill her in that one, and then.
Yeah, kinda.
Well, then basically you do Tomb Raider Anniversary, which is retelling, and then there's Tomb Raider Underworld, where she comes back.
Yeah, she comes back in that one. So, but she's in the second.
No, that's the.
What was the demon form?
That was the dragon guy. The guy.
No, she was in some kind of demon form too in one of them.
I forget how
no,
crazy
that's what she
these
was
old
in.
Tomb Raiders are.
She
was
was
fight a dinosaur.
It's like the game.
She's a harpy, pretty much. That's what she.
Or
is.
she had like wings or something like that.
But that's what she was in the first one. She was a harpy at the very, very end.
At the end, yeah.
And so
because she kicks her off that platform and then she comes back as the harpy, right? Okay, yeah, okay.
If I were to go back and just like play the old Tomb Raiders, right? If I want to catch up on the story,
you go back and I played the PS1 game a few weeks ago.
It's pretty rough.
It's a little rough.
I played the second one like last year. And I was like, oh, God.
Even I was playing Anniversary on my Xbox One. 'Cause it's BC.
Yeah, I wanted to try that one.
Even that, it's like,
pretty bad.
Man,
I remember
it's rough. Yeah.
Was it Underworld where they had the demo where you start off in that little boat and you can just jump around?
Yep.
That was cool, but
Underworld
I remember
was
that
good.
one being pretty rough too.
Because Angel of Darkness was like the one that was just she's in Paris like killing people and killing patrolmen and
Like
there's this French
super
museum.
spying.
Yeah,
that was.
I was going to ask, like, could I skip that one?
you can skip it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it goes into Legend. And then Legend kind of went back. It's a little bit of a mix.
And Legend is where she fights herself? Like there's a doppelganger shadow monster?
No, that's two. That's I believe that's Underworld.
That's Underworld, the doppelganger.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that's the one with the really cool CG trailer where she like blows up the Croft Manor.
Oh, yeah.
That's Underworld.
Yep.
And the one who blew up the manor is like fake Laura?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Tomb Raider's crazy.
The trailer makes you think it's actually her.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
don't know about the doppelganger. At that point, we didn't know about it yet. So.
And the Underworld or Legend is where you start off with her friend too. What's her name? Amanda.
Because Legend was a little more like she's like in this like she sneaks around that dinner party.
Yeah.
So it's more like modern day like civilization stuff, and then there's a little bit of a mix in with like she goes
in the
kind
past,
of globetrotting a little bit, and then Underworld when it really went back to
the Tomb Raider
what it was,
and that was what I loved. And the thing is, with those, which one had QuickTime events? Was it those that had a few?
I think Legend had those. I think Underworld had a few too. Because Underworld had the Kraken in it.
I hate QuickTime events in my Tomb Raiders.
I know. Well, I hate QuickTime events really in general. But anyway, sorry. But I wish. I mean, I'll probably go back and do some more research and maybe see if they give an answer as to why they took it out. But it seemed like a pretty cool little Easter egg at the end there.
Maybe they didn't want people thinking that they were going to remake the original games in their way or something, which would be awesome.
Oh my god! If they went back and like did that, like a la Resident Evil 2, maybe not that extreme,
but still,
but at least like the original trilogy on PS1. Even the first one. Just give me the first one.
The second one was so good, though.
It was good.
I mean, the sunken ship that you had to explore, and you were swinging around a giant great white sharks.
Yeah, and that tiger took like 1,000 bullets to kill. That's all I remember from the demo.
I think that was the third one, wasn't it? I don't remember.
I just remember the demo on like I don't know some demo Pizza Hut disc or something. I'm sure.
And that's back in the day.
That tiger took so many shots,
and that was almost like a viral thing back then too. Because you didn't have the internet. You had maybe a Prodigy bulletin board, but it was holiday '96 that came out.
Yeah,
my friend got it for Christmas, and he called me up that night, Christmas night. He's like, dude, you have to check this out. Brings it to my house. We played till like 2 a.m. And that's before I had to work. I was working retail. December 26th, I'm at Myers, just braving the crowds, buying Tomb Raider. I actually went out and I bought it, and then my friend bought it from there, and just amazing, just amazing.
I bought it for Christmas with my Christmas money.
Yeah. Anyway.
And yeah, it was such a great experience.
Oh dear. Wow. Okay.
Oh dear, indeed. Well, hey, let's.
Hey, we've been gone for 2 weeks, so
no, that's fine. Let's take
Tomb Raider,
a quick
baby.
break right here.
All right.
And we'll come back and I do. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back with some news.
All right.
All right, and we are back. And my news is a little all over the place. So
yeah, some of these are quick hits, but
give me a moment here. But let's see. Let's go with stuff like this. Nobuo Uematsu apparently has some pretty major health issues.
Yeah, they haven't said, or I haven't at least read as of when they posted a couple days ago what it actually is specifically.
Okay.
But he's just like, hey, this workload is too much. I can't handle it.
Yeah, and for those who don't know who he is,
sick.
If you've ever heard any amazing soundtrack in like Final Fantasies and stuff like that,
if you played any Final Fantasy game before 11, it's him.
I mean, and then he went off to do.
He did a bunch for Mistwalker. He did Lost Odyssey.
That was his 3 games.
He did Lost Odyssey, Blue Dragon, and then something else too.
Last Story.
Yep. Yeah, or Last Remnant too.
No, he was probably on Last Remnant. Yeah. I'm not sure who.
The Last Story was his main one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully it's nothing crazy serious. I mean,
yeah,
people are kind of hinting at like cancer or something. I don't know, but it sounds like he's not doing too well. So, and the guy's only I think he's like in his late 50s. I thought he was a lot older than that too.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
And by the way, speaking of, I listened to Final Fantasy VIII or half of it the other night. The Final Fantasy VIII soundtrack, just amazing.
Really,
it's so good.
I like.
It's
okay,
so good.
Doug used to say that 8 was probably his favorite battle theme, and I don't know. The battle theme though, it just has no energy.
I mean, they all have the same sound to it. Like it's kind of, but it's
for me, it just felt really low key compared to others. I guess like outside of your old do 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 do, you know.
Like Man with a Machine Gun, Blue Fields, like oh my gosh,
that's
so
fair.
Good.
Yeah, that's fair.
That guy's a genius. Feel better, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
You say Uematsu?
Yeah, Uematsu.
I've always said Uematsu, but maybe
Uematsu?
Yeah. But Uematsu is probably
Nobuo. Just don't say Umetsa. Like I remember it was Dusty. He was like, "Oh, my favorite music comes from Umetsa." I was like, "Who the heck is Umetsa?"
He was doing that too for a while when they did the Final Fantasy like the concert thing.
Yeah.
He would just randomly show up and he would sing One Winged Angel in the choir.
Dan actually, so they stood up and they were wishing him a happy birthday.
Yeah.
And they like all clapped for him and cheered for him and stuff. And he looked to his right and Uematsu
he was like there.
3 seats away
really?
from him. Yeah. I would have like fell over.
That's really cool.
So we mentioned Spider-Man earlier, Eric.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is Sony's fastest selling title ever.
Take that, Kratos.
Poor Kratos.
Eat it, God of War. You dumb idiot. No, it's a great game if you like Spider-Man. If you just like open world superhero stuff, just go for it.
Yeah.
In other PlayStation news, there's actually a few things. Here's a sad one or a good one. Vita, we're finally going to get rid of it.
Yay.
Next year. It'll go away next year.
They're ceasing production completely, right?
Yes. Yeah. No successor planned was the other portion of that as well.
At this point, why bother? Yeah. PS4 is doing
they don't need a
buku bucks. 5's on the way, obviously. So
maybe 5 will be like Switch. Will just be like a Vita PS5.
My one wish for 5, my only wish for 5 is that I will take a gigantic 4-foot giant box I don't care if it's the size of my house as long as it's quiet.
Yeah.
The
I will
PS4
say
Pro is a great system.
it's loud.
But from a engineering and like cooling standpoint, it's horrible. It's just so bad. Even the Spider-Man PS4 Pro, it's still just.
I'm hoping that
it's awful.
They look at the Xbox One X and they say, you know what?
Even the original OG Xbox One is like
vaping is cool. I mean, they made a little bit of noise, but like that X is silent. Like I'm running. That was the other thing I played was a Forza Horizon 4's demo.
Okay,
which is really good.
Nice.
And on the X, it runs at 60 frames a second.
Yeah,
which is fantastic. But it is so quiet.
Yeah.
And I play Spider-Man and it's like, yo, you're playing Spider-Man. That's pretty sweet. He's yelling at me.
If the PS5 sounds like a 747 taking off again, I'm not going to be happy.
Yeah, just put some earplugs in. I don't want to hear my game anyway.
I'll have no choice at that point. I'll have to use it and play it.
Oops. Whoop. So the other big thing, and I think this is a nice move because with PlayStation Now, it's adding the ability to locally download PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 2 games.
Yes.
Which makes it a lot like Game Pass, which is what it needed to do.
So is this like a time thing? Like you get it for so long, or you get it as long as you download it and you have it as long as you're a Now subscriber?
Yeah, it's like that.
Okay.
It's same thing with Game Pass. Like as long as that game is on the service and you are in Now, or in the Game Pass, you can play it.
Okay. But as far as the other part goes, where it's you can download the PS2, I wish people would actually read. Yes, go ahead, Eric, if you need to.
I have to check some engineering things real quick.
Yeah, sure.
But someone told me at work the other day that you can now just take any PS2 game off the shelf and rip it to your. Yeah, I'm like, no, that's not what that meant. He's like, no, it said you could play a PS2 game. I'm like, no, it's not what it said.
Yeah, from the PlayStation Now service. You dork. Oh man, I guess since we're on a roll with Sony,
might as well. Yeah.
Eric's missing out because he's got to go engineer. The PlayStation Classic Mini Console.
Wow.
With 20 PlayStation games, 2 monstrously huge controllers,
and no power cord.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I mean, you get the USB power cable, but there's no box.
That's like a couple bucks.
If you have any
device ever,
iPhone, Android, anything,
I'm gonna be honest,
it'll work.
I have never used the ones on my Classics.
Oh, really?
They are just plugged into the USB on my TV.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I know not everyone has a USB on their TV, but mine do. So
it's kind of a bummer that they're not actually giving the dual shocks, but
I wonder if that's intentional because it's like they're going back to like what started the PlayStation kind of stuff. Yeah. So I'm trying to think like, what did I use analogs for? And it wasn't much.
No, not for the first couple of years. Yeah, you're right.
I just want to know what's on it.
Well, they've announced 5.
Yeah,
it's Final Fantasy 7,
which is
of course
good win. Yeah,
Total Arms.
The Jumpin' Flash, like you were excited about.
Jumpin' Flash is on there, yeah. And then I forget the other 2. But there's a little speculation what else they can put on there, and
it better have Metal Gear Solid.
I'd imagine Metal Gear Solid.
Siphon Filter.
Probably Siphon Filter. I would
that
assume
was a big PlayStation
maybe
game.
One of the early Tomb Raider games.
Tomb Raider should be on there.
I would assume Ridge Racer would be on there.
Of course.
I mean, you gotta have.
And it better scream it when you turn it on for the first time.
But they got the little asteroids, or not asteroids. What was it called? The little game you play at the beginning.
Oh,
that Namco
what
game.
is that one?
If you killed all the little ships, you got the black car.
That's awesome.
Unlocked.
They did that for Tekken too.
As well. Yeah. Yep.
What was it? It's not asteroids.
I don't think it's not asteroids.
Oh yeah, it's gonna bother me. I can't think of the right.
So we'll see what they do with it. It looks pretty cool.
It does. I'm a little sad that it's $100.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it should be that much. Because what was the Super Nintendo was $80, and I felt like
Super was $80 with 2 controllers. Classic NES Classic was $60 with 1 controller.
But that's where I felt like, okay, if they're gonna give me 2 controllers, okay, $80, sure.
Wow, the Lions beat the Pats. Look at that.
Wow. Red Wings beat the Penguins today too, so
there you go.
It's crazy. At least I think they did. They were ahead when I stopped paying attention. But yeah, I just want to know, what are the games? Like, what is going to make it worth my while?
Is Sony holding us in suspense? Or they can do like an unveil every week, once a week they'll announce a game or something?
What is it? It's like December, right? December 2nd or something like that?
2nd or 3rd, yeah.
I don't know. I just... Let me just throw it out there. For everyone who's listening in, send me, what is the must-haves for you? And I'll post this up again, but... What are the must-haves for the PlayStation? I mean, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, that's got to probably be on there too, right? We'll see.
I don't know. With
the remakes, it might be a little weird. Yeah.
Maybe they won't.
Oh, I don't know. You got to have them. What else we got? I put in a couple of Troy Baker things, and I say those because, so Troy Baker was he's a voice actor. If you don't know, he's a very big one. He was in Tales of Vesperia as the main character, Yuri. Apparently, when they made the definitive edition, they added some lines, but did not ask him to come back to do the lines.
Yeah.
And there's a stand-in, which sounds... I thought he sounded pretty close.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, it's so different. It's so different. I didn't play Vesperia. I don't have that much attachment. But I do like Troy, so I'm like...
Yeah. It's Galaxian, by the way.
Galaxian. There we go.
That's it. Okay.
That's going to drive me nuts. Thank you. Yeah. But I guess, Troy's been busy because he just got shown and announced as a character in Death Stranding.
Yeah.
And his character looks nuts.
He looks crazy.
Looks awesome.
He does look cool, yeah.
He's like, it's got this skeleton mask, and he takes it off and takes all these, like, goopy soul men and makes a giant monster. I'm just like, what is this game, man? What is this?
We still don't know.
Like... What is it? First trailer is like, here's a baby. Second trailer is here's Guillermo del Toro with a baby. And here's these tanks and Mads Mikkelsen as like a military monster who absorbs the souls of men and uses them as marionettes. I don't know what's going on.
And then here's Norman Reedus with like a dead body on his back. And
now here's this little clippy clappy going like, hey there, buddy, you better, there's a bad guy there. And everyone's stabbing themselves or getting pulled up by invisible people. I don't know what is this game.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
It might be.
So, yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, there's another reason to get a PS4, Eric. Death Stranding.
Yeah.
No. No.
All right.
What if Ed Boon came out tomorrow and said Mortal Kombat 11 is PS4 exclusive?
Ed Boon, you'd be dead to me.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
Eric could be like, Dad, will you buy me a PS4?
You'd buy a PS4 at that point, right?
No, I would. Yes. No, I will tell you the one game that will always get me to...
You're a good sport.
That will always get me to buy a Sony system is Twisted Metal.
Okay.
That's what got me to buy a PS3. That's what got me
Did you like that one on PS3?
I love the one on PS3.
I thought it played pretty fun.
Warhawk on the Classic.
Oh?
I bet that'll be on there.
You think so?
I think it will.
Oh,
or maybe the first Twisted Metal, maybe?
Yeah, Eric, by the way, we were talking about the original PlayStation Classic.
Yeah.
What's a few must-haves for you?
Well, Twisted Metal 2.
Yeah.
Not Twisted Metal 3 or 4. I can tell you that.
that's
I think
fair.
they put the first one on there.
Yeah, the first
Who
one.
Who owns
I would think two.
The first
who owns,
one.
Psygnosis now?
I have no idea.
Because Wipeout. I mean that.
Oh yeah. You gotta have Wipeout. Yeah. But
That's
there's only 20
PS1,
slots.
Man. I know there's so
like,
many.
They're wasting them on games like whatever
The
this
first
jumping
two Tomb Raider.
So I'm just kidding. I just don't know what
Flash
it is.
is pretty cool.
I don't know what it is, so I've never seen
You
it.
have to buy
until
a
they
Classic and then
announced
play
this.
it.
Yeah, that's you got me. Now I have to. Go ahead, Eric. I'm sorry.
The first two Tomb Raiders
Okay.
would have to be there. Twisted Metal 1, I would definitely love it if they added the original video endings.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they would change any of that.
If they brought
they
that,
took the names out of Tecmo Bowl, so
if they brought those back into it, because all it became after when they finally released it, because it was too edgy, the endings, supposedly back in for that.
For what? For Tomb Raider?
Twisted Metal.
Oh, I thought you meant like the CG for Tomb Raider.
No.
Okay.
This first Twisted Metal game had originally video endings, and because some of them were
like Sweet Tooth was like killing people or something, or
and
or something like that.
Well, he was trying to get his best friend back, and you got to do what you got to do.
So if you Twisted Metal, Tomb Raider,
Eddie said Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, of course, Metal Gear Solid.
You guys had like a look exchange there for a second. I was like, oh crap, did I miss a joke or
no,
mess up a
we're
sentence?
we're probably thinking a lot of the same games, honestly.
But no, between Twisted Metal and Tomb Raider, would you guys say that if you had to choose one of the series, you'd go with the second one on both? It's a tough one for Tomb Raider.
For Tomb Raider, Twisted Metal, I said the first one, no question.
Really?
Yeah,
I figured
The
most
second
people
one
were
for
in
me.
the two.
The first one was just was groundbreaking. I mean, 2 made it better, but there's the first 2-3 years of PS1.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many just instant classics on there. But Tomb Raider, I'd probably say the first one, just because you can play it where it all began. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a tough one for me. I can't answer
it's a
that.
tough one.
I can't answer that right now.
You know what one we haven't talked about? Speaking of ones that have great twos.
Tekken.
Gex 2. Oh, come on. That was a pretty fun game. Come on.
Gex. How about
Dude.
Resident Evil? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah?
Gex 2. The much better. No, yeah, like Resident Evil 2, 1 or 2 has to be on there.
Yeah.
But you never know. They might not, because then like a month later, Resident Evil 2 actually comes out. So,
Yeah.
Or maybe you do it. Resident Evil 2 comes out.
Maybe Resident Evil 3. Since we
Maybe. I don't know. Anywho.
We'll see.
You guys want to talk about some classic developers who should be doing awesome things, but apparently are not at all?
Oh my gosh.
Who's this?
Capcom, used to be one of my favorite developers.
Something else.
No.
That's last. Okay.
Well, no, it's not last. I can't end on that note.
Okay.
No, Capcom, right? They used to make
is a
some of the
slippery
coolest
slope.
things in the world, and then they just keep on becoming not one of my favorites. So here's one. You mentioned this. Devil May Cry has microtransactions for character upgrades.
Mm-hmm. You can pay.
What's the point in that?
You can pay real money to get instant upgrades for your character versus grinding them out or finding them in the game.
Why would you want to do that?
That's Capcom.
It just breaks the game. Eric, why
blame
don't you look at
we
me?
blame you.
Way to go.
Capcom is just. They kind of learn with Street Fighter V, a little bit.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2.
The pricing is bad in
They're
Street Fighter
doing
5,
well.
but it's good.
The goodwill's there, the love's there. Then they pull this again. It's just
Right.
Well, didn't they also let go their Vancouver branch?
That was the other part, because
Yeah.
they're the team that did Dead Rising, right?
Mhm.
Dead Rising 4.
And they were working.
Yeah,
on
there
the
was
game.
some crazy new project, and they just. Well, did they canceled the project? They shut the studio down too?
No, they didn't. Shut,
Nope. That's in the update. The studio is
Okay.
now closed.
Because last I read, the project was totally canceled.
Yep.
Wow. Man.
So what
Oh,
does that
geez.
mean for Dead Rising as a general? Oh, does that mean
Probably
they're
nothing? I mean, DR4 didn't do a whole lot.
And I love DLR4.
Yeah, it was good, but like the one on PS4 finally came out. I don't think I've sold a single copy of that. to
Was
anybody.
4 on PS4?
Finally, it was called Frank's Big Package.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course it was.
Because it had all the DLC and
Yeah. Yeah. So,
that's a bummer, man. Wow.
yeah, I don't even know what to say about this next one, right? So, Telltale Games.
Yeah, this is the one I thought you were going to bring up.
Yeah, they're just done. Out of
Well,
nowhere.
there are.
Well, they have one project left, which is finishing their Minecraft Netflix series.
Oh, I think that's done too.
Well, I mean, they're
It's-
just wrapping that up, and then
Because right now there's a core of 25 people on staff to finish The Walking Dead.
but not all of it. They're only finishing chapter 2, and then they're done. They're not even completing everything.
Because last I read, they were going to finish the game, but it's just chapter 2.
I think they're reworking it so 2 just wraps it up now. So they're cutting that 2 or 3 chapters short now.
Yeah, usually it's 4 chapters.
Yeah. So that's
So this
That's
happens
huge.
on what, Friday? It's Friday.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
just out of
I
the
think
blue,
so.
it just all the news feeds started popping it up, and word had gotten out that morning, like on Twitter and things like that,
Mhm.
that someone was saying like, "Hey, if anybody's hiring developers or staff, like these Telltale people, need
Yeah.
a job
Hashtag Telltale, I think is
Telltale or something like that." Yeah, I don't know.
Telltale Games or some
yeah.
hashtag is going around to help
And then
people find
as,
a
as,
home
as the
for
day
employment.
progressed, they basically came on because there was this one girl, I forget her name. She was
Emily,
very
it
active on
was?
Twitter. Emily something, I think
Yeah.
it was. Very active on Twitter, like
Yep.
giving updates and saying like, "Hey guys, we knew this, you knew this." They just wouldn't listen. Just stuff like that.
Well, she was
you
also
know,
saying, because
and-
like a lot of people were sitting there saying like, oh, they should just finish it anyway. It's what the fans deserve and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And she goes, no, we put so much work into
Yeah.
what we gave you, and that was working 70 to 80 hours a week.
Yeah. And she
Under
was saying
horrible conditions.
And she was saying too that they were still hiring, like as of like last week.
Yeah.
They were still bringing people on for projects. And
really-
she said some guys actually started like a month ago. This one guy started like a month ago, and he located cross country.
Oh,
and brought his family with him. And then all of a sudden, no severance, nothing. They're like, here you go, bye. And he's banging his head on stuff.
Hit my face on things.
But apparently, I guess the big problem, because you were asking me via text the other day, one of the bigger problems apparently was that the CEO, I forget his name, he had some hand in like their engine they were using.
Really?
And he was like, nope, this is it. We're using this engine. This is all we're going to use. And they're like, hey, we can make it better doing this or that or the other. And he just refused to do it. And I guess that's
why the quality of the game
a lot of problems,
never got
perhaps.
better.
Yeah. And that was a big backlash from a lot of the ex-employees was that, hey, this guy just wasn't listening to anything.
It's kind of a bummer because now I won't get that Batman version on
Batman,
Switch.
Wolf Among Us, like it's all canceled.
Because that Batman game is completed, so I wonder if the port, because they announced that the port was going to come to Switch as well.
Yeah.
Like, is it just now gone? But like, the other thing too, because I guess I started hearing about it because people were talking about, what do they call that in the industry where people work extremely way too hard and way too much to get things done.
Overworked.
Like the grind. Well, the crunch time. So there's the Emily girl, or I'm pretty sure that's her name, but she was talking about how that's not inherently a bad thing. Like sometimes you need that to get good work out of people and get things taken care of. Like she was actually defending some of that in some way. So I wouldn't even say it's like a biased account of what's happening over there, but she. At one point, I remember just asked like people like, "Hey, could you just maybe stop asking people about things because we don't work here anymore?"
Yeah,
like, it's insane.
Yeah, I don't know. I think back to how good that first season of The Walking Dead was, and just so many emotional moments in that game too, in particular. But they're done. I mean, and the quality did kind of go downhill. I mean, season 2 wasn't really that great. The Michonne ones were, they were okay.
Batman came back and was really good.
It was good, yeah. But
Jurassic
that first
Park was amazing.
Yeah.
Come on, Eric. You're like one of one person who liked that. I'm just kidding. I didn't think it was like horrible from when I played. I just didn't draw me in.
I was teasing, but
I know. Eric doesn't really like the Jurassic Park.
He hates it.
His favorite movie is 3, though.
Never, ever say that I like 3, ever.
It wasn't that bad.
Oh, God.
What's his name was a little annoying, but other than that.
I almost said Willem Dafoe. That's not his name. It's William H. Macy.
Macy, yeah.
Dr. Gray.
I will only remember his name because there's a song from Head Automatica that
well, he's in
really
that one
good,
show
but
now on show. That's Shameless, I think it is on Showtime.
I think so, yeah. Oh, man, hey, speaking of shows, we're going to jump into Netflix anyway here, but I watched Iron Fist Season 2. If you wanted that show to have less Danny Rand and more everything else, like better fighting and stuff, it's here. This second season almost feels like it has nothing to do with Danny Rand.
Really?
It's way more about Colleen to me. And Davos is awesome. It's a good season.
Daredevil Season 3 is like next month.
Man. Yeah, we keep saying like, we got to cancel Netflix. We never watch it. And I was like, well, hang on.
Can't now.
I thought Iron Fist was going to be the last one on Netflix.
I think Punisher is.
Daredevil 3, Punisher 2. And I think they were doing one more Jones, weren't they?
Or maybe Cage.
Before it was done.
Well,
maybe it was
Luke Cage just wrapped up though, like a couple
season
months
2
ago.
Did. Yeah.
I swear they were doing something.
But no,
else.
Daredevil 3 and then for sure Punisher 2 is next
okay.
year because they're already. I think they're actually done filming it now. So
I'm excited for Daredevil though. That's still the best one they have, I think, by far.
Fisk is back.
Oh man, that guy was so good as Fisk.
Netflix confirmed it. Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
Yep.
Well, hey, here's another show we may want to watch. Eric
and the Avengers Towers with the teaser poster too.
Really?
Now, see, that was my reaction too, because you can just make it out because the IGN like they blew it up. It's definitely there. The tower's way in the background with the A on it.
Really?
But then the article I read, because that was my first reaction, like holy crap, like they're doing something cool. But the article went on to say that even in Jessica Jones and some of the trailers, it was teased as well. Like you actually saw the building.
Really?
I don't recall that at all. At least in the first season. Because I haven't watched season 2 yet.
I know they mentioned stuff, but
no, it's the red teaser
cool.
poster. It's very faint, but it's there.
I'm gonna go check that out.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
and what hopefully might be awesome, speaking of Netflix, is a Diablo animated series.
Yeah,
that could be neat. I don't know.
And then season 2 of Castlevania is coming out soon.
Yeah, that's October. Something. Mid-October.
Yeah,
late October.
Mid. I would say actually near Halloween.
Okay. Yeah, it's another. This one's 8 episodes? Is that right? It's like double.
Double.
Okay, 8's good. I feel like Iron Fist only did 10 instead of 13.
Oh, okay.
And that felt better because at least the point kept
Yeah.
moving along. I like that because I feel like when they go to 13, sometimes they're just stretching a little bit to fill the gap. I didn't feel that way about Daredevil's stuff, but Jessica Jones, absolutely I did in both seasons. I thought hers just dragged on too long.
I actually wanted more Daredevil in both seasons.
Yeah.
It's when it's good, it's solid like that.
Yeah.
Like it's just.
I felt the same about like Luke Cage season 1. I dug. Good. I liked. I know people thought that dragged on too, but I don't know. I like the characters and stuff, but the I don't know. I know a lot of people really, really like the Jessica Jones stuff, but I just felt like her story could have been shorter because it was a good story, but too long in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, it was too long in the middle. No, Jessica Jones was just too long. Oh, you thought I was saying something wrong? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Thinking about Batman's dick again, huh?
No.
Yes. Anyway,
Dear DC Comics,
I need more of this.
why wasn't it bigger? Signed Eric Taylor.
Hey,
Eric,
if you've actually seen that, you just wonder how Catwoman feels. Dear God, poor girl.
Oh man.
That's right. They got married, didn't they?
No, I'm not going to spoil anything.
Well, supposedly they did, but I'm not caught up yet. So. Okay, I really don't care, but it's fine. Go ahead, keep going.
Catch up.
Keep going.
Where did my glasses go?
Right there.
Oh gosh, I couldn't see them. Anyway, no. So I saved at least some positive fun for the end. It's not fun. I don't know. Just not sad news for the end here.
It's fun, absolutely. 'Cause we didn't get to talk about this. Oh, see, I'm not even.
What part? What are you thinking of?
The direct.
Oh yeah, we'll get there too.
Okay.
I didn't write it down. I'm glad you remembered. No, so Red Dead Redemption is getting obviously their Red Dead Online. They're doing the whole thing for it, and apparently everyone owns the game, which is the way this should be. Will have access to the beta version basically of it starting in November. It's like a month after release. So they'll treat it like GTA Online and just kind of soft launch it in the game, and we'll see how it goes.
And the main storyline first-person game has a first-person mode too.
Yeah,
which I think is.
It's cool, but I will never use it.
Did you play GTA 5 in first person?
I looked at it and said,
I tried it for like 5 minutes. I'm like, this is stupid.
Yep. That's how I felt.
Back to third person.
It just feels clunky. It doesn't feel well. Maybe it'll be different for Red Dead because it'll be.
Actually, like 6 shooters and stuff. I mean, it could be a little bit different.
I also it'll be built for it
something.
instead of tacked into it. I guess, like modded into it or whatever.
Yeah,
we'll see. But yeah, Mark, thank you for reminding me. The Nintendo Direct happened, and we didn't talk about it yet, and some neat things came out of it. Eric, what's your favorite thing that came out of the Nintendo Direct?
Give me a second.
Oh, come on.
I got to think about this because there's so many things. There's so many things I got to pinpoint something.
All right. That's fair.
Give me
how about this? They kicked it off with Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yeah.
Full announced. Apparently that was the whole thing that they teased for.
That's why we didn't
Smash
get the
Brothers,
3DS one on the or the GameCube one on the Switch.
Yeah, well, they still should have done it.
They still should have. But hey, we got a full-blown ground-up 3 now, which is cool. Yeah.
I'm trying to think, like, jog my memory, Mark. Walk me through
So it was
memory
Mansion
lane.
3.
Yeah, that was a big one.
And then
they had some 3DS
announced,
stuff.
I forget her name,
from
Animal Crossing
yeah.
Super Smash.
Yeah.
Another, going back to the whole...
What is her name?
I forget.
Oh,
it's like Annabelle or something.
Annabelle. There we go. That's it.
And
Mayor's buddy.
Yeah. And really another cool segue, like they did with Splatoon to Smash Brothers, where it's like Annabelle's announced as the fighter, and then they show...
I was so... That was a roller coaster of emotion.
And they show Tom Nook, and everyone's like, oh, Tom Nook's a fighter too. This is awesome. And all of a sudden he's like, hey, you owe me bells. And then Animal Crossing.
Well, because they showed her, and I was like, yes. I was like actively, like outwardly excited, like, oh, I can't believe it. It's so Animal Crossing. And it said, Isabel's a fighter. And I was like... Isabel, not Annabelle. There we go. Isabel.
Yeah, Isabel.
I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And I was like, really? What a waste. And then Tom Nook came and said, it's here. It's here. Well, it's next year, but it's here.
They at least announced it.
Yeah. There was a few other, of course, the big Final Fantasy announcements.
Yep.
Which eventually ended up being on Xbox as well. But
so all of them, but
all of them, yeah.
Well, not all of them, but.
So they announced Final Fantasy 7, 9, 10 and 10-2, 12, which, I'm so excited for 12 on my Switch. That's going to be so good.
And then World.
Yep, Final Fantasy World Super Mega Mix Power Jammers, whatever they call it.
The Chronicles.
Yeah. So the ones that we're mentioning right now are going to be also on. Well, I guess are they already on PS4? I guess most of them. I think all of them are as downloads for the old ones, right? 7 and 9.
I think 7 and 9 are. What's up with
10
8? Like what?
So
did they ever say what?
Theory is because 7 and 9 have been remade for iOS.
Oh,
and
because they're just iOS
been.
ports. Oh.
Yeah, so they're the iOS ports is what the theory is.
I guess that makes sense.
But the
now are these all going to be like just download the game you want for X amount of? Are they doing like a compilation?
Yeah, I bet you they're eShop releases.
Like on Xbox, they can do like a whole disc.
No, I think they're all down. Like just we released 7 on. Yeah.
Okay.
But because it was 7, 9, 10, 10, 2, 12 World, and then obviously the Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition thing, which is actually pretty decent. Those are all everywhere now.
Yeah.
So those will be on. Well, not now, but they'll be. The 15 is, but all of them will be on the consoles. But like Eric was mentioning, Crystal Chronicles remake. How do you feel about that?
That looks pretty cool.
I feel great about it. Just letting you know because I really like that game on the GameCube.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool game on the GameCube. I'd say so. Yes. I'm more of happy about 7 being on there and 9 and 10 too.
I honestly, when I saw 7 pop up, I thought they were going to announce the remake was coming to Switch, and I was like, no way, I can't believe it.
Well, this just says that maybe that might be coming to Switch and Xbox, the remake.
Well, I thought the remake was Xbox. That's for sure, right?
Well, that's the Switch or the Direct that was rumored. Remember, we went over this list about a month or two ago.
Oh, yeah.
It was it was 7 remake. It was It was 3 big.
It was a new Mario game.
Kingdom Hearts, a new Mario game. There was 3. It was Fallout 76, Kingdom Hearts, and then the one we just mentioned.
Yeah, Mario.
I forgot. No.
Final Fantasy. What are we talking about? I forgot your list already.
It was the big 3.
Mario.
No, it was Fallout,
Final Fantasy 7
remake, and then
the other one we forgot separately. Oh boy, we're old. But yeah, those big games.
Fallout remake and Kingdom Hearts.
There we go.
Kingdom Hearts. Yeah.
So the only one
that Reddit rumor that never, and that was that direct that never happened. And then they did the Nindies direct. Now they had this one.
Yeah,
and half that stuff wasn't even on there. So
he was kind of right on some of it because they, 7.
Yeah.
And they did announce
Katamari. They announced that.
They announced Mario, but it was a port of the Wii U version,
which comes with a Luigi.
Yeah.
Which
they did on the Wii U.
I know, but at least you get it all in one package.
Yeah.
It's Mario's big package.
I get boy. The bigger question is, what is that Toadette situation? Where she gets a mushroom and because Toadette replaces the better
the princess,
the better Toad, and then she becomes Princess Peach when she eats a mushroom.
I wouldn't say she becomes Princess Peach, but she becomes
looks
Princess.
like Princess Peach.
Yeah.
No. So on the Final Fantasy stuff though, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles was one of the remakes. That is exclusive to Nintendo Switch. My hope is that because the game had to be on a Game Boy Advance before, so it was really just 2 buttons and 2 cycle buttons, right? My hope is that maybe they make 2 of the buttons. One is always attack with your weapon. One is always defend. And then maybe 2 are quick slots to like Magicka or something. Because it sucked when you'd swing a sword and be like, oh, I got to hit the shoulder button to switch to my shield and then press the same button, stuff like that. So I'm hoping they make some of that easier. But the other one they announced that's only on Switch as well is the remake of Chocobo's Dungeon, which looks fantastic.
I have the list right here. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, it was. Then it was City Skylines.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you picked that up on Switch.
I might,
because then you can have it everywhere.
It probably runs maybe a little rough, but
we'll see. Yeah.
And then Catan was on there.
Yep, those
Civilization 6.
That was a pretty big deal. 6, yeah.
Yeah, so it was World of Final Fantasy Maxima. And then
that's what they're calling
Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon, everybody, Buddy, Zodiac Age 12, and then 7.
I'm gonna get
9,
12 on Switch.
10 and 10-2,
yeah. But yeah, so you mentioned Katamari.
That's what was on there. Yep, it's called
Reroll.
Reroll, yeah.
Apparently, it is
cool.
like no different. They didn't like do anything.
Would that have like?
That would be cool, but I think it would go against how that game controls. Maybe they add it. I don't know.
Just for fun, yeah.
What else was there?
That was the major stuff. I'm pretty sure.
There was.
Oh, and there was the beat 'em up package too that
Yeah.
Capcom announced.
Yeah, the Capcom, the beat 'em up.
Final Fights,
Knights of the Round, King of Dragons.
King of Dragons, and then was the
Oh shoot! Oh, give me a
the
second.
two that were never released on
Mech.
outside of our Mech War or Mech
Yeah, what's-
Adventure or
Something
Mech
like that.
something. Yeah,
And then I don't remember what the other one was.
but two of those were never released beyond arcade ever
yeah,
on
never.
home console,
Nope.
which is pretty cool. Yeah,
And those are some good beat 'em up games
it's like
too.
what, $20?
Yeah,
for
20
the
bucks.
package. Yeah, you get all of them.
Yeah,
deal.
I'm gonna probably pick that up. I just debating on what system. to
I
get 'em on.
know. I was telling you earlier, I'll probably double dip on it. 'Cause
Well,
Nintendo Switch.
Here's the thing: is I want to
Well,
get.
Why not? That's what I'm thinking. Like, why wouldn't you want to just take those with you?
Well, here's the thing: is
I guess maybe if you don't travel, you Switch everywhere like I do.
if Capcom releases a physical, I want that on the Switch, and then I want.
Oh, they're
the
not
other
doing
one.
a physical on there for sure.
not
not
yet.
yet, not
it's
yet.
all this digital package. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like right now with digital, I'm thinking Xbox One, and then if they release a physical, I'll get it on the Switch.
Okay. Anything that was out of TGS that you guys wanted to mention? I haven't really been paying attention to it yet, but I will say they name it was apparently a big deal that they named the Nintendo Switch version of Dragon Quest XI, which is the only thing I got out of news for that game. Are you kidding me? No release date window, at least no gameplay footage. I just want to see it running on the Switch so I know if I can just buy it on the PS4 or not. You know. Because if it runs like garbage or it looks like crap, or if it's just the 3DS version, I'm going to buy it on PS4. Although the 3DS one looks good. But they named it the same exact game, but with an S at the end. S stands for Switch, Special, and some a word that stands for voice acting in Japanese or something. So basically it sounds like, hey, you can turn the voice acting off because Japan doesn't do voice acting.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest one for me so far was the new Resident Evil 2 trailer.
Oh, I need to
with
see
Ada.
that.
Yeah.
It looked amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the Death Stranding
Especially
stuff
where,
came out,
Came out too, yeah.
My favorite line is "You first."
Oh man, it's gonna be so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually seeing Claire, her voice is a little off to me, but I'll get over that.
I think she looks and sounds fine.
And
Did they
then
put Resident Evil 1 remake on a disc?
yes,
It's on the Origins collection. It's with 0 and 1
yeah.
on a disc.
But I mean, like the remake that was on, like the full remake, not just like the GameCube one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's on.
So
the Origin-
I might sound confusing, but I know like because the GameCube one is technically a remake,
yes.
and that has the fixed cameras and everything. But then they had the remake on PS4.
And Xbox One, yes.
Because that's a different remake, right?
No, it's the same game.
It's the same game. It's a
I thought they
GameCube
redid
game.
the backgrounds and stuff too, didn't they?
I mean, it looks better.
Okay, I thought they
But-
did something else to it. I thought
No,
they
'cause
changed like
the 0
tank controls out or something.
They took those out for sure.
Okay,
It's
okay.
more like just analog control.
So it's the same thing, just more fresh.
It's a fresher
Code.
Yeah.
It's a fresher revision of the remake of the original.
Okay. It's a remake of the remake that was a remake of the director's cut.
I would say it's more of a revision of a remake of a director's cut of the original.
How's it
Yes.
compare to the version on the DS? I'm just kidding. I'm just saying there's a lot of versions of Resident
Deadly
Evil 1.
Silence was pretty good though.
It
on the
was.
DS.
It was
pretty
good.
fun.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. I
Had
still
those
have
first
that.
person moments where you're like
Yep, with
slashing
the knife, yeah.
birds at this.
Mhm.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
silly. It was good though.
No, I
Capcom.
That's it.
They keep on releasing the hits. It's the same hits.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they still sell like crazy too. So
Because we just want you to make better games, Capcom. Come on.
Final Fight 4.
I was kind of hoping,
Yeah.
that, I was kind of hoping for an 8 announcement at TGS, but they're obviously going to ride out 2 before. They
Resident
announce-
Evil
They
8.
don't want. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
They don't want to announce 8 and then
Yeah.
like this week or whatever it was or last week and be like, oh, and here, there's 2 coming out, and no one's going to care about 2. So
Right. No, everyone will care about that.
I
2 is
will
gonna be so good.
Yeah.
I'll probably get that one for sure.
I want 3 announced now after seeing 2.
Right. Yeah.
even like I was saying
Do
2 weeks
'em all.
ago on the show, I mean, I don't even care about doing a ground up remake of 3. Just do like a reissue, like just put a fresh coat of paint on it. freshen the graphics up a little bit, and just put it out, even digitally, whatever. I'd really have it.
Put Resident Evil 4 on the Switch and give me back all the aiming stuff from the Wii version, because I like that version.
That was probably the best version of 4.
Absolutely the best.
Or the Wii controls,
because the aiming from the Wii stuff was good.
It was really
and if
good.
you hated it, you could play it with the GameCube controller. You could play it with the classic controller. It's so good.
Yeah.
Mark, one quick question before we go on, since we're on Resident Evil. What's your thoughts on Code Veronica?
At the time, amazing. It's still a good game. You go back and play it now,
It's clunky.
it's very clunky. It's very rough looking too. So
You see, that was the reason I bought a Dreamcast.
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
And
I
the
remember specifically skipping. I skipped a lot of classes at MCC during this time because this was like the PS1 Dreamcast days. But I mean, I
bought a Dreamcast because I found out how easy it was to pirate games.
Yeah, that too.
And it was $60 with 4 controllers and a ton of games.
No, Veronica was good. So it got a little convoluted there, but
see, that's my buddy's favorite, and
it's good. That's when they introduced what's her name? I can't think of her name now. Alexa.
Yep, Alexa. Yep.
Alexia, and then her short little crazy brother.
Yeah.
That little crazy guy. Yeah. So it was good. I mean, I like the whole thing of her searching for Chris, but
my thing is it brought back Wesker, which was pretty cool. But
I wouldn't say it's in my top 5, but
yeah, it's down there with me after a while.
It was
not
top
bad.
5 of 7 Resident Evils.
Yeah.
Well,
8.
then there's Revelations, and there's
that's true.
There's other ones too. So
10 then, right?
yeah.
So it would be the 3. So just the 3 offshoots? Well, I guess unless
you have
then there's Outbreak. Never mind. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
There's a lot
and
more.
Outbreak 2 and Survivor.
I
And
liked Outbreak.
Survivor's pretty good.
Was Survivor the gun game?
yeah,
The light gun?
yeah.
No, that was Umbrella Chronicles.
Deadly Silence. No, well, there was more of them. I forgot.
There's a lot of
There's
them.
2 Umbrella Chronicles, but there was a light gun game I thought on PS2. Wasn't there?
I thought it was on PS. Well, there is Dead Aim.
Oh, it was
Dead Aim.
Dead Aim. And there's Survivor as well.
Which one's Survivor?
Is
That
on
was
PS1.
PS1.
And it was
But what is it? Is it a different style of game?
it was a kind of play like
It was like a rail game, wasn't it?
yeah, it was kind of like
rails,
Area 51 type style.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there are a lot. If you need it, I mean,
Yeah.
off the top of your
You're
head,
right.
there's only 8 of them, but it's like there's
Nope,
like 20.
there's way more.
There's like 20 of them. Yeah,
Proving myself wrong.
that's
just
okay. No,
by
I'm not
yeah.
trying to. I'm not. Yeah, no, it's
No, absolutely. Wow, I forgot how many offshoots
it's
there
a
were.
huge franchise.
Yeah.
but the Outbreak ones were. It was like you
I
had
thought
those
they were cool.
like those pre-canned like help me,
Yeah.
heal me, and they had to like go through the menu and find what you wanted. Like where is it? I'm already dead.
Because they like haven't fully
And
implemented
you're
voice chat.
Because yeah, it was all online.
Because like SOCOM was the first time we really got voice chat, and it was like hold the button
hold
so no one
hold
else could
circle
talk.
button to open the channel. Yeah.
Man, they still did that for Halo 3, didn't they? So ridiculous.
Well, Halo had, I think that was proximity. It wasn't actually button, was it?
I thought they did at least in the beta. You had to hold a button down.
Might have been the
or
beta,
something, but-
yeah. Because one of the
I
Halo
didn't have
games,
one.
I think it was
360
3
then.
was
I don't-
proximity.
But I remember people complaining about
There
it.
was 2 proximity online.
I don't
They all
remember.
had proximity. At least 3 did. I know that.
Anyway.
On
But I've got a quick question for you.
Yep. No, okay.
Just curious. Your shirt.
Yes.
I
It has
thought
Negan on it, by the
it
way.
has Negan on his, it's the Negan t-shirt. I thought you despised The Walking Dead, yet here you are wearing a shirt from The Walking Dead.
Yes.
Just
it was,
curi-
it
just
was
curious.
on clearance at GameStop, and I was like, there's one character I do like is Negan.
I'm just curious because I remember a few times on Facebook that you were very vocal about how awful The Walking Dead is,
It
which
is not
over
my
the years
favorite
has
show.
gotten progressively downhill. But okay, just curious.
I like
That's all.
season 1
Hey, season 1 and 2? No, 2 not really so much.
and season 3.
Okay, that's all. Just curious.
But no, it was on clearance. I happen to like Negan. If there's a segment of the show that I happen to catch when Negan is on, I will watch Negan, and then I will quickly flip.
And by the way, I find it very odd. I know why they're doing it this way though, but they were so secretive. They filmed literally 10 different endings for who Negan killed at the beginning of season 8. It was like this kept in the vault secret, and then here they are just. Oh, Rick Grimes' final episodes, and they're just plastering it everywhere. He's doing like interviews and TV things about it, and they're doing it to get viewership back, is what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But they were so secret about who Negan killed off, yet here they are. The main guy is about to die in this season. It's confirmed, and it wasn't like a surprise.
Yeah.
So
They're killing off Daryl?
That'll make all viewers. Where were they? Kill Daryl and we riot.
Yeah, Daryl dies and we riot or something like that.
Oh,
yeah,
please,
that
that's
dude's
the one.
he's getting
So dumb.
$21 million a season now to be the lead man. So
I like Norman Reedus, but he
That's
is
ridiculous
not
amount of money.
Not my favorite character in the show. So
How in the what? Look, I'm sorry. 21 million for a season. What do you even do? What do you do with that money?
at the height of the show, which is like I think it was season 6 going into 7, it was like 15 to 20 million people an episode watching it. You have the people like say on The Big Bang Theory getting like $1 million an episode. Rick Grimes, the lead man, was getting like $300,000 or something like that per episode. It was he was getting peanuts compared to what other TV stars were making.
Yeah.
And at that time, Walking Dead was
Huge.
the biggest thing on TV.
Yeah.
I mean, by far. And over time, the money went up, but yeah, he's just sick of it. He's done. So, but I just find it kind of odd that they're just
Holy crap!
Maybe
I need to get on a sitcom or something.
maybe like a multi season package, but from what it reads like, he's getting $20 million now a season to.
Dude, all I know
to take over the lead role. He says like 3 lines per episode. He just grunts. That's all he does.
Yeah.
You know, like Rick. He just walks away. You know, he's all dirty and stuff.
I just want to throw out there for all those, CBS, NBC, whatever. I have a lot of shirts, right, that are similar but different colors. I can do sitcoms.
Are you liking your? Not, never mind. Sorry.
What?
I was gonna say Bill Cosby had a lot of different sweaters and shirts on his show.
So I've got a lot of sweaters too. I'm just saying. Oh boy.
Anywho, fun times.
Indeed.
Good stuff. Thanks, Eric.
Yeah. Thanks for popping on.
Anytime, man. Yeah.
And feel free to stop by whenever.
So is Brandon gone next week too?
He maybe.
He might be.
Maybe. He said he might be able to make it back, but I'm not sure.
We'll see.
There's one last thing though. Did you guys mention Castlevania Symphony of the Night?
Yeah, possibly being on some consoles.
And Rondo of Blood?
I'd buy that again.
I was just playing it on my Xbox One through BC.
I saw that.
Mainly so that my wife would be like, oh, yeah. Because we were talking about,
So
she likes
good.
playing Castlevania. She really likes
Do you
those
play
games.
classic or with smooth on, like enhanced?
I have no idea.
The graphics.
It's whatever's default is what I
Oh,
was playing
really?
it on,
Oh.
so it's probably smooth.
It's rough looking on classic.
Is it?
On HD TV it is. Yeah.
I'll have to load it up.
Yeah.
But I was just, I loaded it up so I could show her.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, right? Look at this.
So
Because
so
she
good.
likes. She was just talking like we usually would have a game to play every year, like a new Mario or something, And we were kind of sad we didn't have like something to come down and do. Like we don't have a show to watch. We don't have a movie we're trying to watch. We don't have a game we're
I
playing.
have a lot of TV to get caught up on.
Yeah,
A lot of TV.
So she was like, I was like, we should just play Castlevania. And she goes, yeah. I was like, you should play Symphony of the Night.
My second favorite behind 4.
So I went back, right, and I was thinking about when I was talking about it on the show, and I was like, oh, combat, the game's kind of stiff. Blah, blah. That game is a lot more smooth than I remember it being.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
It is.
I mean, once you get to Alucard, obviously.
Yeah.
But he's a lot faster moving, and he's...
The jumping still feels it feels a little stiff to me.
Yeah, he
In
still
some
lands
spots.
hard.
He lands hard, yeah.
But yeah, like, because I remember thinking when I was thinking about that, it was talking. What is the name of that game? It's the one Chasm, where it's Symphony of the Night inspired but randomized. It's still not a run based game, I guess, but kind of is. And I was like, oh, well, that's how that game felt. Like the way that there was a lot of delay in the swing and blah blah. I was like, man, there really wasn't any of that in Symphony of the Night. Now that I went back to it, Egan knew what he was doing.
But no, is it? They didn't really say. They said it's Symphony of the Night and Blood, Rondo of Blood are going to be it, but it kind of sounded like a collection.
Possibly, yeah.
But
it was like rumor for now, right?
Well, it's been rated in North Korea.
Okay.
Or South Korea, one of the two.
Not North Korea, no.
I thought it was Korea.
It's probably maybe South Korea. The Korean
one of those
ratings
Koreas.
board. The Korean rating board is probably what it was.
Yes.
The Korean War.
But no,
Kim Jong Un was sitting playing Castlevania in his palace.
You never know. He could be a Castlevania fan.
He could very well be. Oh, I see you like Castlevania.
There was another game.
Move the controller with the power of my mind.
Okay, Mantis.
I thought there was another game that was rated
showing
somewhere.
that to my dad. He like freaked out. He was just like, "Oh, it's amazing! Oh my gosh!"
Oh, not like. Put
Well,
on your
no, he's
tinfoil hats.
just like, "How they do it? How they do it?" I'm like,
Yeah.
I see you play a lot of racing games.
I thought there was another game though that was like in a ratings board that I got rated. I got really excited about, but I can't remember what it was, so it doesn't matter. And that's all we got. That's everything. I'm sure there's a lot more.
a few things to catch up on too, being off last week. So
Yeah, absolutely.
longer show this week for it. So thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah, yeah. I guess I say absolutely a lot. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Fantastic. But that's gonna do it this week. I've got a new episode almost wrapped up for In Defense Of. I'm excited to put out.
Great job on those too.
Thank you.
Very
Thank
nice.
you. I'm excited for the next one. I think it's gonna be better.
Yeah.
But mainly because I love Geometry Wars 2 so much.
You do. Yes, you do.
I do. It's bad.
Absolutely.
I have a problem.
It's okay.
But no, that's going to do it for this week. So thanks everyone again. Thanks everyone for like checking out all of our other stuff too.
And let us know too, like Eddie said. Let us know on Facebook on the machine there.
Yeah.
Anything you want to see. Give us your top 5 PS1 games for the classic.
Top 5 must
and then we'll review those.
Must be on this thing. Like has to be a part of this top 20.
Yep.
Kicks 2.
And this is not what you think the masses should see. This is what you feel should be on there.
Yeah. What you feel is important.
Yep. Absolutely.
You know,
that's a fun one.
Plug your Gex too.
Or Jurassic Park Lost World.
Ballerina Toshinden. I mean, there's
yeah.
Dude, there's
Cheeto Blade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
man, PS1 was great.
I know. Dude.
Oh, so good.
For me, PS1 trumps PS2. I'm gonna say it. I'm sorry. It just does.
I will agree with you on that, actually.
Yeah, man.
Somebody once said
add WWF attitude.
Yeah.
I mean, they couldn't do that one, I don't think.
Somebody once said I was crazy because of that, but the generational leap from PS1 to PS2 was, hey, these games look a lot better. Cool. But when you go from 64 and Super Nintendo to PS1, that jump and just what you saw.
I just think about the library.
Just the library.
Like,
I know. It's just
Metal
amazing.
Gear Solid 1
Oh
better
my
than
gosh.
Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 to me, right? Siphon
No
Filter
contest.
1, 2, 3. Fantastic experiences. Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, the Final Fantasies.
Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Tomb Raider 1, 2, 3, and Chronicles, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Last Revelations.
There's just a lot of good stuff.
That was Dreamcast, I thought. Wasn't
No,
it?
there was 3 Tomb Raiders. All the Tomb Raiders were on PS1. It was that
It was
happened
1,
to
2,
happen,
3, and then Last Revelation. Right?
and then Chronicles also I thought was on our PS1.
Gonna
as
have to
well.
Google
I
it.
don't know. We'll have to look it up.
Yeah, now we're gonna have to look it up. Yep.
Anyway, that's gonna do it. I'm gonna call it here. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you guys on the next level.
Yep.
See ya.